I forgot about that fucking game, and I only remember when I see you, Tito.
Bro, it's been my profile picture since that day, bro.
Oh, I know.
Godlike.
So that shit came and went, and every time I see you, it just blinks back into
It's
existence.
so funny, bro. That's Dub Lightyear, bro. Fuck you talking about? That's my guy, bro. That's my guy. That's my guy, Chubb Lightyear, dog. Fuck you mean?
Chubb Lightyear.
Chubb Lightyear is crazy.
I love it.
Yo, is Chris Pratt gonna play him?
Oh God,
I hope so.
Didn't they just announce Chris Pratt's going to be Garfield as well?
Yeah.
That he's going to voice Garfield in the movie?
I thought that was a joke.
No, I think that's actually real.
I thought it was fake.
Yeah.
It was real.
It was tweeted as a joke originally years ago, and now it came true.
Wow. Wow. What the heck? I mean, he's getting work.
But Garfield?
Garfield. Yeah.
But
I feel like he
Garfield?
makes more sense for Garfield than he does Mario.
Oh, 100%, of course.
I just think Charlie Day should replace Chris Pratt on all of his current roles, and I think that makes for better content overall.
Messed up, man.
Honestly, what they should have done is they should have had the entire Always Sunny cast
That's
be
what
the
I'm
main
saying,
Mario
bro.
characters.
Bro,
It should
Danny
be Charlie-
DeVito as Wario would be crazy.
Oh my God, bro. Danny DeVito Wario would be so fire.
Danny DeVito Wario is insane. Danny DeVito Wario and Luigi Charlie Day is crazy.
I could literally like picture Wario in my head right now being like, I'm going to offer him a light and then I'm going to come out blasting.
Like, they're even built the same, bro. It's over.
They are. It's done.
They're built
Yeah.
exactly the same. Like, they're the same human.
It's going to be good. Wow, that Cyrus picture is pretty good. I got to say. That is a perfect background photo.
Oh my gosh.
Zender says, "What's poppin', Japan Time crew?" In the chat. What's going on, Zender?
Tanooks just sent me this, bro.
What is-
That's so gross. Ew.
He's honestly perfect.
It's disgusting.
Like there's no debate. He's perfect.
That's so gross.
That is amazing.
Oh, Roger,
It's revolting.
Yeah, what's up?
you're on a timeline tonight, aren't you?
I am what on what?
You're on a timeline tonight, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, I am. I am.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
I can hit the intro button. Now, while they're muted, I just want to say, bing bong. Fuck your life. Where the fuck is the intro at? I can't find it. What? What?
Hello and welcome everybody to the Manga Sales Time podcast for November 29th,
I didn't sign up for this.
2021. And unfortunately, I have to deliver the news that One Piece has been outsold in 2021 by My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, Tokyo Revengers, Demon Slayer, which didn't even have a manga chapter this year, and Jujutsu Kaisen.
God damn, they fell off, bro? You telling
Yes,
me
absolutely.
One Piece falling off, bro?
JJK sold 30 million copies in 2021, and One Piece sold 7 million.
And that shit
Ratio plus L plus U.
That is-
JJ,
So welcome-
ratio plus
welcome
L
everybody.
plus JJK is better.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Not
So of course,
NBA
that
better.
voice you're hearing right now, the person who just confirmed that JJK is better than One Piece, of course, we got my man Shofu. What's going on, Shofu? How you feeling
Bing
tonight?
bong, fuck your life.
Huh? Like the Inside Out character?
Bing bong.
All right. Well, who's your friend that likes to play Coast Word? What's going on, Coast? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Nintendo gamer.
What the fuck? We outside! We outside!
And after that lovely intro, following that up, of course, we have the one, the only Mr. Chubb Lightyear. What's going on, Tito?
You already know what's this. Your boy Double Lightyear, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yo, we
sir.
out here, bro. #1 Buzz Lightyear. You know, I got the beam with the beam on it.
The
you
beam
know
with the beam on it.
Yo, you know what I'm saying, bro? We just out here waiting to Endwalker.
It's true.
That's right. And someone else who's not waiting on Endwalker because he's a loser's Fidel. Then we've got Mike. What's going on, Mike?
God.
What?
Fidel, is this
Hello?
true?
No.
Fidel confirmed?
It's not even true, bro.
He not
did-
sure one
He
bit,
did say,
bro.
though, he would beat your ass in Smash Bros. That is what he said.
I did.
Okay, now
did.
let's really talk about we can wait for the intros to be over before we talk about that because that shit's crazy as hell, bro.
Yeah, so Fidel wants to fight Shofu in Smash Brothers, and
Yeah,
Shofu
just
said
when
he's going to...
I
Fidel,
cannot. do that.
Fidel thinks in his heart of hearts that he won't get clapped up in Smash
No,
Bros.
I will
chat.
not. I
Can you
will not.
believe this shit? Fidel thinks he's not gonna get fucking annihilated in Smash Bros. By me. It's an impossibility that you.
Now I agree. I will have trouble. I'm sure, but I will not. It's not
I
like
will
Trouble?
have trouble.
Trouble.
trouble, bro.
Fidel, I really do this. I'm trying to tell you, it's not.
Yo,
It's,
we can
it's
run
not
this.
sweet over here, bro.
We can run this, bro.
It's not sweet over
we can
here,
do it,
bro.
bro.
I don't want to play you in
definitely
Smash
do
Bros.
it. I think
No,
he's...
play me in Smash, bro. Come on, man.
If you play Smash
Someone
Bros.
like-
anyway, like you play fucking Guilty Gear, I'm turning that shit off.
Yeah, and I beat you at Guilty
I
Gear,
can't
and you were
believe you
yelling
just said
at
that.
me.
I can't
And you got
believe
mad
you
at
just
me.
said
It
that.
Well, I'm
doesn't
letting this
matter how I
Oh
did it.
my
I did it.
god! Oh, I can't believe you just said, bro. You beat me in Guilty Gear because the shit you were doing made so little fucking
Yeah,
sense.
exactly.
I didn't know
But the win's the win, bro. All right, the win's the win, bro.
This doesn't even make sense, bro. I wish I could show Vera how you play fucking Guilty Gear. He's gonna fucking throw up.
Something else that doesn't really make any sense at all is Mike, who likes Five Nights at Freddy's. What's going on, Mike?
What?
Whoa!
Crazy.
What did he do?
Damn.
What did he do?
I had a better intro, but you guys kept going with the Fidel thing, so I was like, all right, whatever, that's fine.
I said
I'll
we could
just
talk
ride
about
with
that
one.
afterwards, man.
What did Mike ever do to you?
Mike did. I love Mike. Mike knows I love him. Mike was great. Mike used to be our editor. Now he's a full-fledged member of the show. He's our friend. That's our boy. We love Mike. What's going on, Mike?
I'm chilling. Secure Breach comes out in 3 weeks, and then Halo's 2 weeks, and Endwalker is a week, and Solar Ash is a week. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You're
There's a
gonna
lot
play
of good games.
Endwalker is what you're gonna do.
And speaking of Solar Ash, we have the one, the only, Mr. Early. Congratulations for December 2nd. We've got the one and only Viram. What is up, Viram?
Clap it
Welcome to the show this week.
Yes, sir.
Clap it up for that
Good
man.
evening, gorgeous people. As mentioned before, make sure to pre-purchase Solar Ash on the Epic Games Store December 2nd. You know what I'm saying? Alternatively, you can get it on the PlayStation Store, PS4 and PS5. Remember, 2nd of December. It's gonna
What's
be
the
great.
MSRP on that game? How much is it?
He said,
What's the MSRP?
I don't know.
I'm just curious because I was
I
like, how,
don't know
how
what it
much
is in
would it be
US.
if we just like give away a couple copies?
I know it's like $40 Canadian.
Give away some.
Let me check actually, because it's on the Epic Games Store right now. If you pre-purchase it, it's reduced slightly. I think.
Oh, nice. Well, there you go.
Loading.
Well, something else that's reduced slightly is Warchamp 7's free time waiting for.
True.
going on?
That's
I-
fact. That's
you-
Chap is
First-
actually sitting there waiting.
First half of that sentence, you had me scared.
No,
I
no,
was
no.
very concerned. After you came for Mike, I thought you were coming for me. I was like, what did I do?
I wasn't gonna go for Mike. Like I said, it was just right there. The setup was there, and I was, for whatever reason, thinking about Five Nights at Freddy's the other day. Someone who's definitely not thinking about Five Nights at Freddy's, of course, we have Zeph. What's going on, Zeph? Welcome. And Zeph, I actually want to use your intro as a transition into the very first topic on this week's podcast. We're sort of running short on time today. My YouTube editor is coming in town. I got to go pick him up from the airport. But Zeph, I know you have also been playing Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yes.
And I am curious, where are you in that game right now?
Where are you? I might be too far. I don't want to spoil you.
I am about 15 hours in. I just beat, I want to say his name is Fion or Fion. He's like the Celtic
Beyond
guy.
the guy with the sword.
The guy with the sword. Yeah.
Is that the last thing you did?
That's the last thing I did. Yeah, I
Okay,
think I'm about.
yeah.
I think I'm about because I beat like the werewolf thing too. I think I'm about to fight the giant like face monster again. I think that's the very next boss. But there might be a couple other things in between.
I'm at a little farther than you. I currently stopped playing because I don't want to do what I have to do. But yeah, I really like it. It's fun. I just don't wanna. I just don't want to do this specific part because I hate the map that I'm at.
So that's one thing I actually wanted to bring up is the maps in this game are kind of confusing, and I feel like they get progressively more confusing the more
It's
you get
'cause there's
into the
no
game.
like. They don't have any major landmarks for you to remember. It's just a bunch of destroyed shit.
It's sand and like burnt out buildings. But the combat's actually really fun. I think the difficulty's really good. But I will say, like, I started on hard difficulty, and I've played, I think it was the one that was on DS or 3DS. That was 4. So I played that one, and then I played one of the Devil Survivor games before, and then obviously I've played like other Persona games. But I don't know, it just felt like everything. It wasn't difficult on hard mode. It was just like everything was a bullet sponge, basically. That it took so long to kill even the most basic enemies that I was like, I don't have the time to do this, and so I switched down from
I'm
hard to
saving
normal.
hard mode for like a second playthrough.
Right, like, and I don't know if there's going to be a new game plus or something because I feel like that might be kind of fun on hard mode. But right now, I dropped it back down to normal because that I think was my one big complaint. It was just things took too much time.
Normal's still pretty hard.
Oh yeah, of course it's still hard.
I got blown away by the first boss.
The Hydra thing.
Yeah.
The Hydra wasn't actually an issue for me because I happen to have something that resisted its attacks, and I happened to use like the right dampener moves. But the guy that killed me was the that face dude. That face dude, the first time that you fight him in like the courtyard of the temple, I don't know if I was just doing something wrong or what, but like he used a move on me. The dude in the temple, like the weird guy that abducts the girl. What's his name?
Oh,
Luma. Thank you, Luma.
The guy with the worms coming out of his face.
Right. Or Lamu. No, it's not Luma. It's Lamu.
Yeah, Lamu.
Yeah. Lamu was just like absolutely wiping the floor with me. And apparently it's not even that hard of a boss, but I just had the complete wrong setup and the wrong team to deal with it.
Are you talking about the obvious like fake fight or the real Lamu fight?
The fake fight.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was a little annoying, but I didn't find him too hard.
Yeah, I mean, up to that point, I think the Hydra was pretty difficult, and the boss right before him was kind of difficult too. But I wasn't really like having any major issues. But that one, for whatever reason, like I said, I just didn't have the right loadout. He was destroying me. Yeah, but I like it, and I just feel like no one else is really talking about SMT5 right now because there's so many other things to discuss. But I think it's really good. If you like hardcore Japanese RPGs with a really good challenge, I think check the game out. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I always tell people it's SMT is like Pokemon for big boys, basically. You have the whole weakness thing going on. It's monster collecting. It's just instead of evolving your friends, you fuse them together to make stronger friends.
Yeah. Well, on the topic of Pokemon, that's a great transition because why do I keep saying transition? I'm not saying transition. Diction, Roger, diction.
Small stroke.
Yeah, it must be. Let's talk now about Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I'm sure this is going to be a huge topic of the show today. I know people want us to discuss it. I mean, where do we start with this conversation? Do we do general thoughts? I'm assuming at this point everybody's played it, right?
Let's just show if we get it out of your system.
All right,
Get out of my system. I wasn't fucking charging up or nothing, bro. I'm good.
I thought you wanted to yell its ass. I don't know why.
I mean, I guess it's exactly what they advertised to an extent.
Yeah.
It was a remake of Diamond and Pearl. And that's the part I don't like.
Yeah.
Like, I might as well just go play regular Diamond and Pearl for real. Like, it's not a vast improvement to the point where the game even need to be remade in this form. Like, okay, it looks better, but does it really? Because I fuck with the sprite.
I was literally about to say the same.
Does it really look better? Do you see Cyrus on screen right now?
It looks worse.
Is Cyrus on screen really worth this? Does he really truly look better? Fuck no. All right, bring me my sprites back.
And it's a buggy mess. Like the buggy, it's the buggiest Pokemon game.
You can
since Gen
skip
1,
the entire
straight up.
fucking puzzle in the ice gym. Just walk up the fucking ramp.
Bro, you can go to Sunny Shore as soon as you're able to. Like you as soon as you get to that guy. You
I
can
saw
go to
that
Sunny
actually.
Shore.
Yeah,
You
there's
can skip.
you
You
can
can
there's an
skip
egg
skip.
glitch where
5
basically if you
badges.
hatch your egg, if you hatch your egg at the right step, right before you talk to that guy
Yes.
guarding Sunny Shore, you just keep walking.
Yes, because
And you
so,
go right
so
to it.
the way I've understood it is that when you hatch an egg or a Pokemon evolves or whatever the fuck happens, your character is basically not on the is invincible, quote unquote, for like 2 tiles. So like nobody can interact with you until
Right.
you start like a tile. So you hatch your egg right in front of him. The egg takes priority over the interaction, over him stopping you. And then you just walk past that guy and you're like, yeah, bitch, I'm going to Sunny Shore.
I've been researching, well, not researching, but watching a lot
I
of
was just
speedrun
quickly
stuff.
gonna say, literally about to say, the fucking world record.
It's like 30 minutes. It's like 30
Yeah.
minutes.
What? 30
Well,
minutes.
33 minutes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of explanations on a lot of the bugs that happens. Like the reason why that egg stuff happens, and like that there's like this out of bounds surfing glitch that happens. A lot of it is just poor logic coding. Like it's the reason it happens is because it prioritizes a lot of inputs before any NPC does anything in the
Yeah.
overworld. So it's Ilka, you fucked up.
I don't think
That's-
does the speedrun even does the speedrun contain a single battle past Starly?
Yes, because you need a badge. Well, I don't know with the 30 minutes now, but before
Yeah.
you needed at least 1 badge. But I
can you
think now
skip it?
actually you
You
can
need to
skip
sign
literally
Peter's back.
everything.
What?
So is Turtwig the optimal starter this time?
Yes. Finally.
That's actually interesting.
I mean, I started with Turtwig in my run. It was a lot of fun.
Because Turtwig gets Razor Leaf, which is I think the strongest stab move out of all the starters that they get early.
Yeah, I'd have to. I didn't watch the 30-minute speedrun, but I know before that it was you only had to fight 1 badge or 1 gym leader, and then you just out of bounds everything else.
You happen to know the name of the world record holder if people want to go watch
Worcester.
that speedrun for themselves?
Worcester.
Worcester.
Werster.
He's run a lot of Pokemon games before.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
very,
Oh yeah,
very talented runner.
as the chat just said, that this is the second best selling launch game in Japan ever.
Whoa, what? Really?
For not for the Switch, for the Switch.
I was like, Jesus. I
For
had
the
no
Switch,
idea.
for the
So, but
I'm
so
not
obviously this
I'm not totally sober.
Look,
Sorry.
man.
Yeah.
For the,
I don't understand the point of copying and pasting a 15-year-old game and not really making much
Changing
improvement.
anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because they're in the mode where they've been doing it for so long now. Like after 1 release, they're in the cycle of, hey, let's just rehash another game we've already done in the downtime that we're
No,
working on
because
the
this
next
is
one.
the laziest they've ever done it.
Yeah,
the
I'm
reason
not,
the
I'm not
reasoning
excusing
is
that.
No, but I'm
I think
saying
the reasoning is,
every other time there's something to captivate me.
I think it's 'cause
Pokemon-
this-
even bum ass Pokemon
no,
Let's
dude.
Go is a unique enough experience to justify its
Yeah.
existence.
Yeah.
literally every other game, the characters all get redesigned.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
everything gets
all
changed.
of
Like
the other
and
games
Gen
then
4,
in-house?
I want to say, Gen 4 has maybe some of the fucking ugliest gym leaders that are
Bro,
in desperate
why-
need of a redesign.
Easily,
Why did they
easily.
choose this generation to start fucking around, bro? Why this one?
If we
You
got
know.
some like,
Why
I don't
Gen
even
4? Why
if
Gen
If
4?
we got some clean Oris tier character redesigns, like I don't like you know how they made Archie look clean, they made Brawly
they
look
made-
Oh, yeah,
clean,
they made
Archie
a
was
lot of
cool.
people
Yeah,
look better.
yeah.
they made everyone look cool. Everyone in Gen 4 is so ugly, and they
Everyone in
have
Gen
like the
4 is
worst
ugly.
fashion sense.
They're
I wonder
stiff as
if
fuck.
any of that. I wonder if any of that has to do with the fact that obviously these characters are going to have relatives in the Arceus game that's
No,
coming out in like 2
No, bro,
months.
I think
literally
it's
what I
just
was
because
about
they
to say.
That
outsourced the
original.
game. That's the only reason. Like this is
What I
the
was gonna
first
say
time they
before
did
we
it.
started popping off about this shit was that the reason I think this is so simple is because they wanted to give Ilka an easy game or an easy thing to do to hold us over until Legends comes out.
Sure.
Because I guess they didn't trust Ilka to do like an
Anything
Oris
else.
or
I
Heart
don't trust
Gold Soul
anybody
Silver
on
remake.
anything anymore. This is ridiculous.
I am wondering though, if, like with how this is sort of proceeding, where we've got this and then we've got Arceus coming out, if Gen 9 is actually closer than a lot of us think. Because part of me feels like that might be next holiday's Pokemon game. Because it feels so
Next
bizarre to me
holiday?
that yeah, because it feels weird to me that they always have a Pokemon game around the holiday season, and it feels weird to me that this is the game that's coming out now, and then we're getting Arceus in January, presumably meaning we're not going to get a Pokemon game over the holiday season because they're not going to remake. I mean, unless they do like a Let's Go Johto or something.
No, not going to. We're gonna.
No, I feel we're going to the next gen.
Do you mean the next Pokemon
holiday.
game? Do you mean Gen 9 comes out in 2022?
Yeah, like holiday.
Okay, yeah. I think the same thing simply because we know that Game Freak has multiple teams. Like they're not all working on Legends. That's stupid. No studio does that unless it's like I don't know. I don't think Legends is. It's not going to take precedent over a new generation.
No, but I do think they're trying something new with it.
I think Legends is them trying to experiment with core features that they can't experiment with in the main game without getting like hate. Like you know how there's strike style and shit like that.
Sure,
I think they're trying to practice different things.
Mike, what were you gonna say real quick? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just gonna ask, like, do we think Legends is gonna be like a very small game? Like
No,
potentially like
I don't-
5 hours or
I don't think
something?
so. No.
5 hours.
Definitely.
No.
It's not gonna be 5 hours.
I think it's gonna be a
Definitely.
full-fledged
100%.
RPG.
That's cap.
Yeah. How much-
the
how long
speed
was,
run
like,
might
the
be
main
5 hours
story?
when we start walking through walls. But
How long was the main story in Monster Hunter Rise? Because that's my guess. It's gonna be around
That
that
was
level.
The main
short.
story is the
Yeah.
main story is
Like 12 hours, right?
it's like 12 hours. That's if you don't wipe like a shit ton.
Yeah, I feel like that is gonna be Arceus. That
I
seems
thought
right to me.
I
Based on
assumed
what
it.
we've
What
seen
did
of the
we
game
what did
now,
we
that's
say?
what I think.
What did we had this discussion before? I forget what the hours
we
that I
said like
give.
30 hours to 100% the Pokedex or something.
I think I said
was the
something like
guess?
that.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like next year. I don't know. I feel like next year is too soon for. I think next year will be like DLC for maybe this game and DLC for Arceus throughout the year and like a spin-off or two. But
Well, you have to think about it. We haven't had a new generation in a long ass time now.
Right.
If
Right.
they've
Yeah.
had to have been working on a new gen, they probably worked on a new gen like right when Sword and Shield finished. They started the like planning or something.
Sword and
I don't know, I
Shield
feel like
was
it's gonna be
initially released in 2019, right?
With how fast like
Right.
other games go, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Gen 7 was like 2016 and Gen 6 being 2013. So it's been a pretty consistent 3-year gap between the generations.
Yeah.
It's-
You're thinking that
sometimes
probably
it's been-
not next year, but 2023 then.
We
I
also
think
like
it
you
would
also have to consider that these remakes aren't what they normally are. Where we talked about this, Shofu, how Pokemon remakes are always the bridge to the next generation.
That's what I'm saying.
But
bro.
the Diamond and Pearl remakes don't have ranked. They don't have any sort of VGC support.
They
You still have to
fucking-
battle
bro,
on Sword and Shield.
They dropped the fucking bag, bro. No, they didn't drop the
So-
bag financially, but they dropped the bag.
So
as far as-
we're still forced to play on Sword and Shield for the next however long. So that's
Gen
why I
9
think
was
Gen
up,
9
bro.
is coming. Yeah.
I want to say something real quick because I feel like we've been talking about this for a while, and I'm going to say something that maybe people are going to think is controversial, but playing through this game on stream made me realize I don't think I like Sword and Shield as much as I thought I did. And
No.
How does that
I
make
think a
sense?
lot of this is due to the fact that Gen 4, despite the fact that they did just basically lift the game and give it a new coat of paint, Gen 4 is so solid that I honestly feel like
Where?
well, the game itself. I don't mean this version of the game. I just mean Gen 4, like the region.
Okay,
I love the
okay.
underground. I like the Pokemon variety.
Sinnoh
I
is
think
a very
Challenge
solid
is
No, I
pretty
fuck.
good.
I fuck. Yeah, I
Sinnoh's
fuck.
a
with
cool
Sinnoh,
region.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The
And
game
so
itself,
I
no,
think
but the
because
region,
of that, because of the
Sinnoh's
fact
very
that
well put together.
Sinnoh's already a good put together region, and it's been a long time since I played it, and I was sort of used to Sword and Shield for all these years now. I honestly kind of found this refreshing, and I would go so
Yeah.
far as to say that of the 3 mainline Pokemon games on Switch, this, Let's Go, and Sword and Shield, I think this is my favorite. Despite the problems, I actually genuinely think I had the most fun playing through this just on my first run.
Well, like I was thinking about this of like because the original Diamond Pearl came out 2006. I was 10 years old last time I played that shit. So for me playing this, like, yeah, I had a bit of nostalgia, but it might as well, like, I'm still playing through it. It might as well be a new game, even though like I'll have areas I recognize and like Pokemon, obviously I recognize from anime and other stuff. Like, yeah, I'm with Roger. Just like for me, it's it's just fun. Like it's not like Sword and Shield where like it had a bunch of like issues and like weird like laggy open area and stuff like that. It's like it's just and it's not like Let's Go where there's like the different catching mechanics. I'm in Gen 1 for the 50th time. It's like this is just so like this is like it was DS era Pokemon where it's just like I'm playing through a game, I'm enjoying the music, I enjoy the trainer battles, I'm just having a good time with it. That's sort of how it is.
See,
Like,
I'm curious if you guys would have the same opinion if this wasn't a Sinnoh game and it was just a completely new Pokemon with this. Like,
yeah, I'm sure it was this.
I don't have that opinion whatsoever because all I did the entire game was mash A. It was so fucking boring. It was fucking boring, bro. Until I got to Cynthia, I didn't have a single good moment in the entire fucking game, bro.
I was gonna say your Cynthia battle was epic though. That was so good.
It has like the least engaging trainer battles, maybe in most of the series. Bro, not every trainer. Every Galactic Grunt has a Wurmple. I don't know why they have level 42 Wurmples.
Bro, I'm saying, why am I fighting Wurmples towards the fucking Victory Road, bro? Like, what's going on?
Victory Road, they still have shitty Pokemon in there. Some trainers have like Empoleon and stuff, but then other trainers have Gibble in Victory Road.
I think that like a thing that I was talking about after
they fix all this in Platinum, but you know,
I think I was gonna say, but for speaking of what Roger was talking about, how comparing it to Sword and Shield, I was talking about this on my stream where I actually think it is a issue that Game Freak, and this game either wasn't made by Game Freak, it's based on a Game Freak designed map, and I think that Game Freak has not mastered or even come close to creating interesting environments that make sense not only from a gameplay perspective but from like a narrative and like thematics perspective in a 3D environment yet. Like if you notice the 2D maps, like the from all the 2D games, and you see the difference between their actual physical layout to the
the map designs are much better because it's a top-down view.
It's a top-down view, and you can decide.
It's not a hallway.
It's not a hallway. So, but when you go over to like Alola is a better designed map than Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield feels like a huge blob with a bunch of shit happening just randomly all the time.
Game. I've been replaying Gen 7 in HD on Citra, and my biggest Pokemon like regret, I think, throughout the entire series is that Gen 7 was not the Switch game. Alola with the wild area or something would have been so good.
Would have been great. Yeah.
Alola, that's what I'm like. It's my personal opinion. I think it's a map issue. I really think it's a design level. It goes down to level design. It's like people don't think of Pokemon when they think of level design. Like that's not a thing that people think about.
Sure.
In terms of importance, because there's not really like traditional levels in that game because it's an RPG. But like level design factors into all these things like difficulty and thematics, and like if you design your world better, I'm not sitting there literally mashing A until through Cynthia with my team. I mashed A through Cynthia with my team, and I literally beat Cynthia with like 3 or 4 Pokemon. And it was like, and I was like 7 levels underneath her. Like it was crazy.
I think something that it feeds into this, but something specifically that people don't talk too much about is route design, alongside, of course, the world design itself. The routes specifically in like Gens 3 up until you get to like the water area, Gens 4 and 5, the routes are very
even Gen 5. Gen 5 is when they started to do hallways. As much as I love Gen 5 and as much as everyone else loves Gen 5, they said in an interview straight up, this is from their mouth, not word for word, but they designed the region in such a way that kids wouldn't get stuck.
Yes.
They didn't do that with Gen 4 and 3. Remember that one route in Gen 3 where you need the acro bike to go one way, there's bridges and surfing, and it's just
there's a lot of surfing,
the weather route, the weather area route.
Like I'm playing through. I didn't feel like buying Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I have a bit more respect for my money than that, but I'm playing through.
Bro, they gave $60, bro. What were they thinking?
I'm playing through Platinum because I haven't played it in ages, and I'm just thinking, wow, these routes are really well put together.
Platinum has the best routes in the series.
Bro, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, why am I even playing Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl when Platinum that was made 14, 13 years ago is better now, right now? It doesn't even make sense.
It's a very put together game. Like, the level curve is really smooth. I've never been over leveled at any point in this game.
Platinum is not even like subjectively better than BDSP.
Bro, it's literally
because of
it's better
the
in
amount
every
of
single way.
fixes, the amount of fixes and content in Platinum, it makes it objectively better than the modern game that just came out.
That's what I'm saying.
That makes me go back to what you guys were just talking about too, with like the potential for maybe DLC next year, or like what's going to happen with Pokemon. Because part of me, while playing this, does feel like they are going to do Platinum DLC, which I know that's weird that they haven't done DLC for any of the previous remakes. I mean, they could have with Oris, but I guess the other ones.
I could only see that if they
don't
do Gen 9.
I feel like they're going to do it, especially if what you just said is true, and this was the second biggest Switch launch of all time. I feel like, I don't know, Gen 4, going back to even your root discussion, I think that was what I was feeling going through my playthrough, is like there's so many of these that I don't know if it is just the nostalgia talking, but like Mount Coronet is such a fun cave to explore that I feel like I haven't felt with other caves in the Pokemon series in a very long time, like since playing this the first time. Like
Mount Coronet's one of the best map designs in my opinion,
it's
because
so good. Like even
it's
the
not
different
only a
variety of
cave
the
and a
weather.
hub.
Right.
It's not only like a cave and a hub for the region, but it's like technically the like penultimate like semi-final dungeon of the game, even though it's something you access right at the beginning.
Right. And so I loved going through Mount Coronet again. And again, yeah, like, were the character designs lazy or whatever? Sure. Like, you know, I'm not going to argue that. Like, they very much just lifted things from Diamond and Pearl. But again, I guess it's just a testament to how good those original games were, that I'm having so much fun playing this. When, you know, at the time, like, I'm sure you can go back to old Japan times and hear us talking about it. Like, I loved raid battles at the time. I thought raid battles in Sword and Shield were like a lot of fun, and it was fun just like meeting up with everybody and playing online for a little bit. And, you know, Let's Go, I appreciated more than I think a lot of other people at the time too, because I didn't mind the Pokemon Go mechanic to it, and it was fun just like re-exploring Gen 1 and seeing some of this stuff in HD for the first time. But if I'm going through the 3 mainline games right now, and I'm looking at like which one did I have the most fun playing, and like Zeph, I know you watched a good portion of my playthrough, like you can attest to this. I was having a good ass time playing this game. Like you
had like a huge team. You had like a really huge variety of Pokemon.
Yeah, I was catching like weird stuff
playing
in the Grand
in
Underground.
huge sittings.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun kind of binge that I didn't feel with the other games. I don't know, like the other games, Gen 1, I felt like it was fun to play through it, but at the same time, you kind of turn your brain off. And I guess you could turn your brain off in this one too, Shofu. You were saying you were just like mashing A. But but I mean, like, what I mean by that is like, at least
the only time you have to think is in the overworld.
Yeah, in the overworld too. Exactly.
And you know why the only time you have to think is the overworld? Because you run into fucking imaginary boxes every 2 seconds.
Thank you, God.
Oh my God, I hate this fucking ass game. Nah, I'm done. I'm done. This game is fucking trash. I said it.
Everything you get stuck on everything. I could be 20 feet away from a wall, and then I stop moving.
And then
What
you
is-
get
I am
3
curious,
encounters
like,
because you're trying to adjust yourself in the grass.
Yeah, no, that I've had.
What was the point of them putting in like the full movement as opposed to just sticking to
There
the
was
grid-based
no
movement?
point, bro. I don't get it.
It
Why
should've just
why
been a
is
grid.
every character
It
locked to
should've
a
been.
grid when I can move freely? Why am I running into fucking
It should've just
imaginary
been a
boxes and shit?
I would have actually liked if this game was, and like Roger probably agree, like if this game was in that HD 2D style, that like
Oh my God! Like, if
like,
this was in the
this
Octane
is
Traveler
bad.
engine, bro, yes.
I would have like that.
Yes.
That would have been
If they ever
infinitely
do that, I think it'll be with black and white.
Oh, that'd be so
I
sick.
agree, yeah.
I agree.
I would love if they did the 2D HD engine that Square's making, and they did that with Gen 5. I'd be thrilled.
I think for
That'd
me,
be the only time because they
I would
like.
so much rather that than them like Chibi-Fi Gen 5. Or
I don't
them,
think they would because Gen 5 it
Streamline
has such
Gen
a
5.
serious tone. It has
Yeah.
It's the characters themselves are more mature. The world is more mature. They themselves, I've read so many Gen 5 interviews, have said it's not just a Pokemon game, but it's like an actual RPG.
Yeah.
Man, I would
feel
love
like
that.
The sprites are almost part of that game's identity too, because it's so like that game is really known for how crazy good the sprites are by that point. And I feel like a way to just have that legacy back and have that come back would be like perfect for Gen 5 sort of.
Right, because they could do those really cool like 3D reimaginings of things like the bridge in Gen 5 or like End's Tower, but at the same time still have like that original sprite work, which I imagine would be less work than redoing them and putting all the 3D models in or whatever, and just like throw in Pokemon Home support. But
this is completely like not gameplay related at all, but can we talk about how every like Gen 4, in my opinion, is carried, like its characters as a whole are carried by Cynthia? Like it's not even close.
Yeah.
Like
gym leaders in this one are
Gen
like
4, we said at the beginning of this.
Bro, what I'm saying
At the
is like,
beginning
I
of this,
don't
they're
even
like so ugly.
Yeah, I don't even remember. Like I'm telling you, when I play every Pokemon game once, unless and then a remake comes out, and then I play it again once. So I don't remember shit from like 80% of all these Pokemon games I play. Right? Like dead ass. I'm going through every gym, bro, and I'm like, all these characters are fucking ugly. Every single one. Every gym leader's ugly. And then Volkner shows up, and I'm like, okay, Volkner's cool.
Whoa, my man Crash Awake really out here, bro. Hold
okay,
on.
bro, hold up. Crash Awake is
ugly, bro.
Oh, but he's a weirdo.
Wait, what's the ice type gym leader's name again?
I think it's Ligma.
Oh my god! I was like, don't do this.
I think it's Ligma, bro.
This generation's Elite Four is the only Elite Four where I don't know a single one of them.
Bro, I don't know any of their names.
So you telling me you don't know about Big Booty Bertha?
Bro,
You don't know about Big Booty Bouncy Bertha?
No, like, yo, I'm Aaron. I'm like, who's Aaron, bro?
He don't know about Big Booty Bouncy
You
Bertha,
go back
bro.
and watch the playthrough. I did not remember
Put my food in your
Lucian.
face.
I was like,
Lucian
who
is
is
the
this?
most forgettable one.
I was like, who the heck is this psychic guy? Why are they hyping him up like the last member? I'm like, the only one I remembered was Ronald McDonald. I remember Ronald and then Cynthia. And I did not remember any of the other ones.
Who the fuck is Ronald?
Bro, Flynn.
I gotta be honest.
Flint is Ronald. I mean, he literally is Ronald. He's got the yellow shirt,
Lucian-
the red hair.
And I didn't even remember that
Lucian
he was
is like the
friends
most
with
forgettable
Volkner.
out of the bunch, but in Platinum, he's a threat. In Diamond and Pearl, he's a piece of shit.
Like, it's just crazy, like how, like, Cynthia
Or, no, not
carries this
Flint.
gen.
Not Lucian, Flint, is who I meant.
Lucian
you know who I
carries
think
this
are
gen
better
so
than-
hard.
You know who I think are better designed than the Elite Four? The fucking partner trainers that you go walking around with.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, like the Riolu guy and
Talking about Cheryl, bro? Hey, don't mention Cheryl around my chat, bro.
Yes, sir.
Hey, tell the chat to calm down.
Don't mention Cheryl around my chat, bro.
Bro,
I've always been of the opinion that the Frontier Brains should have been the Elite Four. Like some of them.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's crazy
Like,
how
they're-
Caitlyn and
Here's their designs. They're much better.
cell phone guy is cool.
cell phone guy.
Hey, bro, no, I only can recognize him. I'm deadass. I only recognize him because he's in Masters.
Thornton?
Cell phone
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
One
He had a
nigga
rotary
cell
phone
guy.
back then, bro. That guy going crazy. Like,
I don't know why he's giving me Gallade vibes. Does he use Gallade?
it's no, he has a
I don't
bronze
think
on.
so. He uses like technology.
He has like a
the
bronze
girl
on.
reminds me of the girl with the red suit on reminds me of Team Flare before Team Flare. Like straight up, that's a Team Flare outfit.
Let's go.
Wait, does he use technology? What does Thornton use?
I don't know, but he has a bronze on.
Wasn't he a psychic type? Or is it steel type?
Also, chat, you are correct that Caitlyn comes back as Elite Four in Gen 5. That's
Oh
true.
wait, no, he's in the Battle Factory, so he has random shit.
Oh,
I think.
the cell phone guy.
And also, I didn't know Jasmine
Yeah.
was in this game, bro. Like, I forgot. What is she doing there?
She chilling,
She's
bro.
just
She out scoping
Well,
the scene,
Jasmine-
bro.
Bro, that's why nobody can get her fucking badge. She's in the fucking lighthouse. She's in another fucking. Do
I'm
your
pretty
job,
sure the
bitch.
real reason is
Do your job.
the only reason she's there is to promote Heart Gold like before it existed.
Yes, I know.
Oh,
Look,
that's right. That is. Yeah,
Yes,
that's right.
that is
that's right.
why.
That's right.
but if you don't go to that goddamn lighthouse, bro, she got me fucked up. You old lazy ass bitch. Do your job.
I need you to calm down, bro.
No.
This is
Anyways, I
crazy.
give Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl a solid 1 out of 10.
Oh, God.
No.
Actually,
No,
no.
No,
that's facts.
No,
That's facts.
no.
Bro,
Actually,
bro,
give it a
bro,
6
bro.
out of 10.
No. What advantage do you have playing Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl over fucking Diamond and Pearl right now? What are you actually
Grand
gaining?
Underground.
What are you actually gaining from playing fucking BDSP right now?
I will say, the underground stuff, like pickaxe in the walls and the hammers, that is actually legitimately fun.
What
no,
else?
I'm not.
But guess what though? But guess what, Roger? Guess what?
I'm literally just saying that from my experience, and like the nostalgia is strong with this one, and I know that's why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling. Like everything you guys have been saying, totally valid. I get where it's coming from, but I feel like the nostalgia hit me harder than I was expecting.
Okay.
As somebody who has been very vocal about not liking a lot of the recent games. Like I loved Sun and Moon when they came out. I thought there were problems with it, but I loved Sun and Moon. And I vehemently disliked Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, despite the fact it's probably a better game, because I feel like they added nothing to it. I feel like that should have been.
Roger, I need you to do me a
what
favor.
the DLC was.
I need him to do me a favor too. I need us to look at the online features of both of these games. Okay? I need us to look at the online features of fucking Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Look how fucking ass they are. Where did GTS?
What, you don't like the Union Room?
Bro, why? I'm still locked into 20-minute battles in 2021. What the fuck is that shit?
I mean, Showdown exists.
That's irrelevant to what I'm saying. I'm saying
in terms of trading,
the legendary part
I'm saying to anybody that's trying to play multiplayer on these games, like you're inconvenienced.
Oh, you mean like competitive play?
Yeah, no, just playing in general.
No, even casual battles, 6v6
doesn't need to be competitive.
Well, I haven't even done that yet. I was gonna speak on trading because I was gonna say I actually like this trading more than I like the trading in like Sword and Shield.
Trading's really fast.
I think trading's super fast, and I also got to say too, like I'm so happy. I hope truly they never ever bring back that weird like battle circus thing or whatever for trading. Was that a Lola?
Festival
what was
Plaza?
that?
Yeah,
Oh my Jesus!
Festival
Please,
Plaza,
please, never ever
That shit was garbage.
bring back Festival Plaza. That was like the worst thing I feel in any mainline Pokemon game.
I think
Please don't
what
ever bring
made
that
that
back.
worse was they had such a good system in Gen 6, and then they just shit all over it in Gen 7.
Right.
The way the game looks and the advantages over the older game or the original game definitely don't justify this should be $25 more. Like that shit is insane to me.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair.
Original cartridge?
$35.
No, actually, you know what? You know what?
If you go online, you cannot find original Diamond.
That's how much
Pearl
they cost when they came out. That's what I'm saying.
No, agree. Yeah. I'm not.
Bro, why the fuck would I ever buy a DS game in 2021? I'm downloading all that shit from everywhere. I said it.
No, but what I'm saying is that I don't think it's fair to compare like essentially a handheld console game.
Nigga, no, that's not the point.
A full
that's
console
not the point.
game.
It's the same fucking game is the point. They didn't improve it so much.
No, that's not even it.
It's not on the level of a fucking console game. It's the same fucking game. They copy and pasted that
shit. Not even arguably. It's straight up. This remake took obviously less effort than it took to make Diamond and Pearl, because Diamond and Pearl, you had to make everything from the ground up. You had to plan everything out. You had to make all the Pokemon. This is copy pasted to the point where somebody found a glitch in BDSP and then went and replicated it in the original game.
That's what I'm saying.
It was not found before.
They fucking copy and pasted the same exact game, made it look a little better, and then say, "Hey, this shit's $60, bro."
No,
back in the day.
I don't even think we're.
Hold on. What I'm saying, right?
Go ahead.
What I'm saying, right, is that you can think it's not worth $60 as a console game exclusively, but it's not worth $60 just because the original game was priced at $45 or whatever it was priced at $35.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they might as well have just ported that game over to the fucking Switch and then made that shit $60.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you were saying
basically pretty much what they do.
Oh, you mean the orial? I got you.
Okay.
Like the original Diamond
I was
Platinum, you put them on a collection or something and just release it. Yeah.
I just also, like, I know it sounds stupid, but it's like, I just think the reason it's $60 is just because everything on Switch just sells, and like, they're never going to release.
Yeah,
Pokemon
definitely.
games.
Don't get me wrong, I get that. I'm just saying, like,
it's like,
yeah.
I pay full price for an old game that I've already played.
I agree.
Yeah, I get
And
that.
not even a definitive version, like. It's a fucking side game. It's not ORAS or Heart Gold. It's a fucking side game, and I still don't understand why they chose this generation to fuck around with. Why this one?
Gen 4 too is regardless of how you feel about it, is one of the most important games in the entire series because of the fact that it added online.
Of course, of course.
It created a mini Pokemania. I don't know if you guys remember. Everybody in high school had a DS and,
DS.
Oh, of course.
Diamond and Pearl. Everybody did.
Which was weird too, because at the time, like, I remember going through that, and you know, a lot of us are older than I'd say your average people who are playing Pokemon today. Or maybe not, because I don't know, because maybe the primary demographic is older.
Shofu about
But I feel
84.
like for me, I remember playing Gen 1 in elementary school, playing Gen 2, you know, in junior high, and then playing like Gen 3, going to Gen 4 in high school. And I remember, like, vividly remember how much everybody in the school was playing Gen 1 and Gen 2 and partially Gen 3. And when we got to Gen 4, I remember how uncool Pokemon became and how, like, nobody talked about Pokemon. The people who did play Pokemon, we were like sitting on the bleachers during gym class trading Pokemon. A lot of people were maybe playing in secret or like weren't admitting that they were Pokemon fans. But I feel like Gen 4 was, from what I remember,
it definitely came out at a time where Pokemon wasn't considered cool.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I feel like Gen 5 came out, and with the onset of like YouTube and people like Shofu, you know, sort of like paving the way and creating like, no, but I mean like doing these online battles and seemingly making Pokemon cool again, that like then everyone in my college played Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and then going into Black and White. Like, it was to the point where like people were following those old Gen 5 videos with like Rupushin and Randarosu and all that stuff, and like vehemently watching all of this, and it became cool again to a point where then, like, I don't know, we hit Alola and Sword and Shield, and those people who then got back into it kind of never fell off and are now like upset that the game sort of didn't evolve with them. And I'm not saying they shouldn't evolve. I think they should evolve. I think the games should evolve. But I think like a lot of people haven't come down to the fact that like these games probably aren't for us anymore. That they are for kids.
See, I remember all of this quite differently, because I remember Gen 5 being the generation that a lot of people felt that they were falling off Pokemon. That, I mean, there's a reason why. I think, despite the fact that it's such a big, ambitious game,
Gen 5 was hated.
Yeah, they were initially not liked.
Really?
They were the worst-selling Pokemon games. And then Gen 6 was the one, because, you know, Pokemon
I think Black and White 2 is the worst-selling Pokemon game.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
That's a shame, too, because, I mean, I guess I could speak anecdotally then. I won't say, like, that was how things were at the time, but I just remember, like, in college, what would have been, I guess, my freshman year or something, like, Platinum had just come out. Or, no, I imported Platinum, which was, like, the first game I ever imported. And I was losing my mind over this, and people were like, oh, you still play Pokemon? And then the next year, like, Heart Gold or Soul Silver or whatever came out, and everybody I knew in college, everybody was playing that game.
That's cat.
And then went into, again, this is anecdotal.
You didn't. No. You did not import Platinum. You downloaded the Japanese ROM like everyone
Why are
else.
you
and got
snitching,
it
bro? What the fuck? Are you a fence, nigga?
Roger definitely imported.
I 100% imported that game.
Roger imported. I could tell Roger imported.
He tried to snitch on Roger and snitched on himself instead.
No. I was a filthy weeaboo, and at the time the Wii was the other generation. We had Wii and DS, right? And at the time I wanted to be into Monster Hunter, but I didn't like Monster Hunter yet. And Tri had just been released on the Wii, and I really badly wanted the Pro Controller on the Wii that came bundled with Tri in Japan. And so I imported Tri and Pokemon Platinum prior to the North American release, because I knew that I could play through the game having already played through Diamond and Pearl, not knowing Japanese, and then also wanted to learn Japanese at the time and thought Pokemon Platinum would be a good way to do it, which is why I imported it. Otherwise, you're not wrong. I probably would have just like emulated it at the time. But I didn't. I imported it, and I still have my original import copy chilling on my shelf right now. So,
Shofu, remember what we had to go through to get Heart Gold to work on an emulator?
Yes. Me and Zeph were in the trenches, bro. we were really out here, bro.
I think
honestly I don't know, this is totally off topic, but since we're talking about Gen 4, I think one of my favorite memories with Pokemon is when Battle Revolution came out, like maybe
the Wii game.
around then, just staying up late as hell doing random matchmaking on that game.
Yeah. I thought I was the only one that did that, bro. I was fiending on Battle
Yeah, I was
Revolution.
always doing random matchmaking.
That
That game
Revolution was
that's-
so
that's-
nice.
it was so comfy.
crazy.
It came out in the winter too. I think I was playing it on Christmas doing random battles. Man, that was a good time.
PVR is insane, bro.
They need to bring that back.
Okay.
Did you see what I just put in the chat?
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
you
Google
See the
image find,
picture?
bro.
That's literally my desk. What are they? It's got Halo there in the background.
Google image find. Yeah, that could be any white guy's hand.
Oh my god, bro.
He's
All right, I'll
right.
do another one. Here we go.
Gotta do a selfie, bro.
I'll do a selfie
Selfie when you hold the
timestamp.
game.
I promise. It's just so ridiculous.
Gotta be this guy have the signature Roger smile.
No.
Here we
What we
go,
need
here
to
we
do
go.
is get back on the fact that Coast a dirty snitch. And try
That is kind of
to get Roger out of
I'm
here.
just saying.
No. You assumed just because you was broke that he was broke. And didn't report the
Exactly.
kid. That's crazy.
There you go. Is that okay, Coach?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
All right,
There
thank
we go.
There we
Hey,
go.
that's the new stream pick.
Yeah, change that right
bro.
now.
Yeah, I got it.
Change it right now. Change it right now.
New stream pick.
Oh
It
my
works.
God.
It's Gen 4. Gen 4's in the background. The remakes.
Oh my god, man. All right.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about this picture? Cyrus still looks like a fucking idiot back there. Do you see him back there on that screen? He still looks like fucking dog shit, even on the screen, bruh. He looks fucking. Where are his eyebrows? Where are they? Where did they? Who took them?
Hey,
Where's
what's
his
that
nose?
mouse pad, bro?
What'd you say?
What's that mouse pad on the bottom right over there?
It's a Faye Valentine Opie mouse pad, my
Hey,
friend.
where'd you get that? I'm trying to get one of those.
Zenmarket.com. Actually, zenmarket.jp. If you use coupon code RogersBase, you will
there
get
it
free
is.
350% off
How
your
did you
order.
do
There you
this?
go. There you go. Thank you very much, Coast. Appreciate that. Shout out to Zenmarket. They rule. Thank you.
But to the thing that we were talking about at the beginning, about Gen 9 coming next year, I always, and it usually is correct. Like 85% of the time, if not 90% of the time, it is correct. We know if before the announcement comes out, if a new gen is coming into the to the fold by watching the anime, because the anime will tell you before anything else.
True.
Yeah.
So when I see some shit like there, is when I'll know. So because the anime will 100%
They
tell
start
you
doing weird stuff in the show.
when they start doing weird, when everything starts becoming like Endgame, which by the way, actually no, you might be right. Hold on, Ash kind of crazy right now. He's going kind of stupid right now. Hold on.
What is Ash's team currently in the anime?
That's a
Ash's team's
Dracovish.
Okay, his team is
Ash-
What?
Listen to his
Ash
own
has-
team.
So his team is obviously Pikachu. He has Gengar, Dragonite, Lucario,
Gengar?
Farfetch'd,
Yeah, he's got a
and-
Gengar.
And Dracovish. This bro got an OU ass team, bro. The boy busted. This guy's going crazy.
Dracovish and Dragonite? Is that what
Bro,
you just
Doesn't,
said?
he have a mega?
Bro, the
yeah,
Mega's
Lucario's
Lucario.
Mega.
It's Lucario.
Yeah,
no,
Lucario can Mega
he's
evolve.
a Dynamax, a Mega, and a Z move.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What?
He's crazy.
So this
bro.
is kind of technically the strongest he's been.
He has never been stronger, and it's not
Yeah.
even close.
He's still gonna
He-
lose the fucking league. Bum ass nigga.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
He will.
cap-
He will lose the league.
Yeah, alright.
We have begun a winning tradition.
Yeah, alright.
He is that guy now. I'll put money on it right now.
You get 2-on-2,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, he has a
I'll put money on
Surfetched as
I'll
well.
put money on it right now. He beats the fuck out of
Surfetch'd is
Leon.
cool. I
Man,
love
you-
that Pokemon.
what do you mean you put money on it right now? Like
Put
they,
money on it right now,
Like the writers, like the fucking fate isn't in the writer's hand.
bro. Bro,
You talking
All I
to the
know-
same niggas that made him lose everything for 20 years straight.
bro. He has begun a winning tradition.
Yeah, alright.
He's the guy now.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere he goes in the anime now, niggas like, oh shit, is that Ash Ketchum?
Mm-hmm.
He's fucking got it.
No.
It's goaded. Everywhere he goes.
That's how it should be in the show. That's how it should
Yeah.
That's
his
fact.
his win in the Lola is like a proper canon thing. Now.
Yes,
They-
bro.
be. He's not even
Solid,
that.
solid.
He is like with Professor Oak is like a super celebrity, and he's like his number one
Yes, bro. Bro,
Pokedex guy.
people. There have been multiple things where people were like, he's walking around with Go, and then other people tell Go how much of that nigga Ash is, bro. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's like, bro, you know Ash is low key, not even low key. He is one of the top trainers in the world. Like it's not even close. Oh my god. It's time.
Well, he won Alola, right? And then
Yes.
he won the Orange Islands too. And then he beat the Battle Frontier.
Yeah.
So those are 3 big things.
Okay, but the Alola one is the one that matters.
Alola's the one.
The Orange Islands
Yeah,
win is kind of
and
cool
he
because he beat a
canonically
trainer with
killed-
the Dragonite and Ditto and shit. But
Well, I was gonna say he didn't kill anybody, I guess, but I was gonna say he canonically beat he beat Darkrai and Latios too, right? Like in Gen 4 when the dude
lost
brought
to
in
that
his
guy.
action.
He got-
He lost to that guy, obviously.
That guy
But he
was
still
cheating.
beat Darkrai and he beat Latios.
he did beat Darkrai, but I think he lost to Latios.
That guy was cheating.
He traded.
No.
The Pikachu traded with Latios.
There you go. There you go.
okay.
Yeah, I was gonna
What's
say.
the
I know
hell?
Latios
It's
got
also
knocked
worth
out.
noting that he did like no one else could even get past the Darkrai. He was the only
Right.
one that was able to even beat the Darkrai.
And his Sceptile
Yeah.
went in and took out the Darkrai, right? I
His
remember
name was
that.
Tobias.
The only reason,
Tobias,
like,
bro.
the Pokemon does I think, honestly, until recently, Pokemon has done a terrible job of power scaling and shit like that. Like, I hate talking about that kind of shit, but they make Ash look really stupid, but in reality, his opponents are, like, incredibly talented, good trainers that no one else could beat. So it's just, they do a bad job of showing that off when they make him use Cut 6 times against Charizard.
Yeah, bro. Everyone looks like an amateur when they're fighting. Fucking Khabib every time. Like shit. Like
Hey, what else we gotta
Elaine
talk
was so
about?
powerful that he's canon in the games. They made an anime character canon.
yeah.
Who?
The dude with the Mega Charizard X.
Yeah.
Wait, he's in the
In, the
games?
Kalos-
Since
yeah.
when?
He doesn't appear in the games, but Steven mentions a trainer with a black Charizard.
He
Oh,
references
weird.
him in because
Yeah.
Steven meets Elaine in the like Kalos special episodes that are focused on him, and
Gotcha.
so that's referenced in the in Oras.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
We have begun a winning tradition. And back to my original point, I will feel more confident one way or the other about whether or not we're getting Gen 9 in like March.
4 months. Yeah, right.
Yeah, like March.
When they have their early year
Because around
presentation.
then, there's usually like that, like the first quarter, beginning of second quarter of the anime is around usually when they start hint like Ash will do some weird shit like time for the tournament arc, and the tournament arc takes the entire year, and then it ends like after the new game comes out, and then they fucking wait 2 months, and then the new series comes out. So like, I'm ready. You gonna beat the fuck out of Leon?
Well, there it is.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
isn't
that wraps
Leon
up our-
is Leon the strongest trainer in the world in the anime?
Leon is the guy, bro.
Yeah,
Leon,
he beat the dog
he's-
shit out of Lance.
you know what's
Oh,
crazy?
whoa.
Leon is the guy where even Cynthia's like, bro.
Yeah, I can't deal with him.
That's crazy, bro. He's literally has pro tag energy, bro. It's crazy how. And Leon's team
That's how
Loki's
it was in Sword and
ass.
Shield, though, too, right? I mean, like
I
everybody.
wonder if
was
they
no,
would
no,
actually
on
make him
Sword
no,
and
no,
Shield.
no.
I really wonder.
In Sword and Shield, Leon's the guy in
Galar.
Galar. In the anime, Leon is the #1 trainer in the world. Like, because the whole
Yeah.
thing is that he's going to every region. The entire ranking system is to play in a tournament, and the winner of that tournament, like the fucking WrestleMania Royal Rumble, fights Leon. That's how it goes.
If you aren't watching the anime, Roger, you should.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I gotta be honest, man. I used to be obsessed with it in like junior high and high school, and then
You should
I
watch
stopped-
this series.
I stopped around the beginning of. No, it was the end of Gen 4. I stopped at the end of Gen 4. I was like, it feels like the right point in my life to stop watching the Pokemon anime. And so I never watched Gen 5. And then I started watching a bit of Gen 6 and then got really into it towards the ending where it seemed like Ash
the
was going to win the
XYZ
league.
stuff was
Right.
amazing.
And that stuff was like so good. And then for him, his Greninja to lose to Charizard, I'm like, bro, this is over. And I dropped it. And then I would watch like bits and pieces in Alola, and I really enjoyed the little bit that I saw. Watched the league in the end of Alola, and then I think I watched like a couple episodes of this Go one, but I haven't watched a lot of it.
The tournament arc, the Alolan, whatever they call it, the Alolan arc, like the ending arc of the tournament, is the best piece of Pokemon media, anime Pokemon media
I
ever
agree.
made.
I loved the
The
stuff with
animation
Alola at the ending. Yeah, it
with
was
Blue
great.
versus Ash was crazy.
Bro, it's not even like I'm like when I tell that to people, they're like, "Bro, you're capping." Like, what? No,
it really
it's better
was
than
good
any
looking.
movie. It's better than any
Agreed.
movie, and it's better than. It's not to say that evolutions and origins aren't good; those are good, but it's not close. Like it's not for an anime. Like
team-
people watch anime. It's not.
His team was also like sick too, because he had Melmetal, he had
Melmetal,
Incineroar, he
yeah.
had Rowlet, Pikachu, and then what were the other?
Rowlet, Pikachu. He had.
Oh,
He had the
Noivern,
Ultra
right?
Beast.
Too,
Yeah.
like
Oh no,
it
the
rock.
Ultra Beast, the
Yeah,
Ultra Beast.
Lycan Rock and
Naganadel.
Naganadel. Yeah,
That's right. His
He
team was
only-
cool,
He
man.
only used that against Kukui though.
yeah,
Yeah, because Kukui's the only one that could handle that. That's
yeah.
not
Because
fair.
Kukui had fucking Tapu Koko,
Yep.
and it was crazy.
Also, before I just want to like, I know we went totally off the rails, not talking
No,
about
it's
just
fine.
Pokemon,
It's good.
but
People like this. Yeah.
Before Leon, I think Kukui was supposed to be one of those people that was that guy.
Yeah,
Like he went to Kanto, beat the shit out of everyone, got clapped by Lance, and became a professor.
that's canon. Oh, that's canon. He went because Lance is like top five, like where it's like
In all Pokemon,
like
yeah.
in the like he's crazy, and then like Cynthia's obviously super crazy. Kukui was like right there, bro. Like Kukui's like that fighter in the UFC who was like fought for the belt one time, but he got beat by GSP, who was like the greatest welterweight ever. And then everyone thinks he's washed, but he's like, bro, he lost to the greatest welterweight ever. What you want? Like that shit crazy.
Also, the plot twist in Sun and Moon genuinely surprised me with him being the champion. I didn't see it coming.
that
so I'm
was
stupid.
great.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was like a very
cool.
fun day on the
When
internet.
he was like,
Everybody
"It's
smiling.
me," I was like, "Oh, okay."
Goated.
Man, Sun and Moon really was good. I feel like
It's my favorite.
Roger, what I was gonna say is, I need you to do me a favor someday and give Ultra Moon a replay.
I'll try, but I just remember. I remember vividly.
It's been a long
I
time,
can tell
so
this
maybe
story now.
the-
It's been enough time where I can tell this story. Is I was lucky enough to get Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon like 2 weeks early, thanks to Nintendo. Hashtag free game, hashtag free product. And at the time, they had just changed over. They changed over their brand ambassador program, where only like a select group of people would be able to get it early. And I remember this was the first time I had officially gotten any type of Pokemon related thing early. And I was so unbelievably excited. Like, I enjoyed Sun and Moon. I couldn't wait. I'm like, I'm so pumped to play Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I love, like, the Mantine surfing looks so cool. You've got this thing at the ending where you've got, like, Team Rocket and all these old, like, characters are coming back. Like, it seems really interesting. The characters are going to be neat. They're going to redesign and, like, have all these remix things. And I played through the game, and I felt so... It was like all the excitement that I had built up was just sucked out of me. And I had never really felt that playing a Pokemon game before. I felt a little bit of that with Oris, but at least Oris had the stuff with Zinnia at the ending, and it was like somewhat redeemed, and I had a lot of nostalgia for Hoenn. But like, I didn't have nostalgia for Sun and Moon. I had just played through Sun and Moon. And I don't know, it just Ultra Sun
That's
and
what
Ultra
I was
Moon.
gonna say. Is
It was such a bummer at the
it's
time, and it
been-
just like, I never went back to it because I felt so defeated. I mean, like, I enjoyed
Sun
playing
and
Let's Go
Moon really,
Pikachu,
like-
and I didn't like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So I feel like that is saying something for, like, Brand Ambassador Boy to be like, bro, I didn't enjoy myself playing this game.
It's just weird because I think when it comes to Pokemon, I have like pretty good taste, and Ultra Sun and Moon are like in my top 3.
Wow.
I was gonna say, Zev, I think that if Sun and Moon never came out, and
It's
it was
just because I think they
it was
came out
just
too
Ultra
fast.
Moon.
Sure.
I think if
Oh,
Ultra
it's
Sun
because
and
it's
Moon,
story focused.
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
if
if
Sun and
Ultra
Moon
Sun
never
and Moon,
came out
yeah.
and Ultra Sun and Moon was Sun and Moon, like how Sword and Shield was,
Yeah.
oh, easily it'd be top 3. Definitely.
it would be a top 3 game.
Yeah, for sure. But I think it was because of having just played Sun and Moon and then doing Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon and being like, this is the same game. Why am I doing this again?
I think if there was a 1 more year gap between it, because I know you said otherwise, but interestingly enough, Ultra Sun and Moon are the game, like the 3rd version, that has added the most.
Which also, it didn't feel like that at the time, honestly. I don't know. I was playing through the review copy and I'm like, this is the same. Maybe it's just because, like, the first.
It's also the only
5
3rd version.
hours are the same game.
Other than, I guess, if you count forms, it's the only 3rd version to add new Pokemon through Ultra Beasts. Straight
That's right.
Up, just
Yeah, they added
dropping them in.
some of the Ultra Beasts and stuff. And like the Necrozma fight was kind of cool. I mean, there were cool things in it. But I
just think
don't
now
know.
that it's been a long time and you don't probably
Yeah,
remember the
you're
story
right.
so vividly.
I might appreciate it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'll give it a shot.
I
I'll
just
give it a
love
shot.
the game, and I'd love Gen 7 to get more attention, because I think it got a lot of hate, but I think Gen 7 good, very good.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you compare Alola to Kalos and Galar, it beats both of them, I think, pretty handily.
I think, well, like I said, I've been playing it in HD, and it's so pretty. It's such a beautiful game. I just wish it was on the Switch instead of Galar.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, BDSP sucks, so moving on.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed myself, but it is what it is, you know.
Both of these things can be true,
too.
Roger. Both
Yeah.
of these things can be true.
I mean, I enjoyed myself playing BDSP more than I did when I was playing through Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon for the first time.
That's insane.
But again, I think that is probably, again, like you said, because I just played Sun and Moon, and I literally have not touched Gen 4 in years. I mean, the last time I played through Platinum was probably like, I don't know, 2014, 2013. I mean, it's been a long time. So that's probably why.
I also just enjoy shit like casual. I don't know. Like for me, it's like maybe because I'm not good at knowing the typings and knowing like how to strategically play through shit. It's like I still have a challenge through the things. And I just enjoy going through it. I don't know. It's probably just perspective on how deep you're into it, how long it's been, mood, everything.
Real quick before we get to the next topic, Warchamp, what's this thing you just shared? Breaking news. Who is this?
Oh, it's a new fighting game.
Oh, it's a new fighting game. Oh,
Well, like it's been announced a while ago.
Oh, hold on, wait. I left off a major thing off of things we had to talk about on the show. I know we're kind of like cutting close, bro. We got to talk about the fighting game, the Riot game, the Project
L. Now that y'all done capping, we can talk about some real topics like
yes, sir.
Who's capping?
Project L. Y'all.
So, okay. So
that's crazy. They were capping.
Am I alone?
No,
Am I alone in thinking it looks really cool?
Looks good.
No,
You're talking to me.
It does look great.
Yeah, Project L is looking cool.
I think it looks visually
cool,
but I just haven't seen enough gameplay to give a shit.
Can they release the fucking game? It's been 7 years since
No.
they've been talking about the
No.
fighting game.
Bro, I'm really tired of y'all trying to rush these games up. You gonna sit there and fucking wait, bitch. Alright? You gonna wait for them to cook it whenever they cook it up.
It's gonna.
on, man.
I just want to know if it's gonna be the first fighting game that doesn't fall through the fighting game cycle, where
Of course it's gonna fall
game
through the
comes
fighting
out,
game.
everyone buys it, 1 month later it's done.
No, that
Is
won't
that
be the
ever
case.
gonna
happen
No.
with?
That will not be the case because you won't
It's
buy it.
free, so it'll be free. So
Oh
probably.
yeah,
will not
yeah,
buy
it's
it.
gonna be fun.
And it's
Oh, it's
League of
free.
Legends. Like,
Yeah, it's
No,
Riot.
no.
There's gonna be huge player base regardless of whether it's of traditional fighting game players or people carrying over from League or Valorant. There's gonna be a huge player base for a while. I think.
I was talking about this with a
But
friend
I
of
think
mine.
the people from League and Valorant are gonna play a fighting game, get clapped, and be like,
I don't
think so.
Right? I think the player base is going to be so big for this that you're going to see a lot of content creators who probably wouldn't have touched this before, like really get hardcore into it. I think they're obviously going to support it. I think Riot's got a pretty good track record in terms of like supporting esports with stuff like League. So I feel like I don't know. It's if it's going to have the player base, if it's free. And if a ton of people who would have never played a fighting game before are going to play this game, I think it has a lot of potential.
So here's the thing. I was talking about this with a friend of mine, and like Riot and none of Riot's games have flopped, and there's a reason, and they're not going to, because what Riot does is what Amazon tried to do. Amazon tried to just throw money at creating an incredible game, and you can't throw money at making a good game. You have to throw money at vision. And that's what Riot fucking picks up. Like, they picked up the Cannon Brothers for the Project L. They picked up Ghostcrawler for their MMO. Like, they're buying they're just throwing resources and money at the people who like can come up with a vision for a good game and are just saying, League of Legends gets us billions of dollars. Take some and make something cool.
yeah, because
Does
the
it?
thing is-
Take 8 years. Take 8 years. Take 8 years making it. We don't care.
People really don't know how crazy it is. Like that, people be like, bro, I don't think this game is gonna be good, because that tells me they don't know who the Cannon Brothers are. That's what that tells me. They don't know how important those two guys. Those two guys, they got a bald head. Okay, those guys.
Oh, hello?
Okay,
This game is gonna have by far the best netcode.
it's gonna have the best netcode of
Without
any
a doubt.
fighting game ever.
The way they were hyping it up, it just makes me believe that it's gonna be 100% the best online fighting game.
It's gonna
it's
be
not
like
gonna
it's
be
not even gonna be
rollback.
close.
It's gonna be some advanced. It's gonna be new.
Bro, did you see the way they
It's gonna
explained
be
it? It's
called
like
new.
server-based
New
rollback.
back.
That
Like,
seems
So,
cool.
okay, so what they're doing for that, it's rollback, but they're going to have dedicated servers for it, and the reason they can get away with that is because Riot already has a bunch of shit set up for League of Legends, where they basically stick their servers in like the routing data centers where like traffic gets routed through normally. So instead of your connection having to bounce across like 5 different places, it just like hits one of their servers and then goes direct to the other server closest to the other player. They call it right. They call it right direct, and they basically like just pay their way into having good netcode.
It's so much better in Valorant.
By the way, does anyone want to tell chat who the Cannon brothers are?
No.
Just in case. No.
The who?
No, they can go.
Radiant Entertainment, right? They're the guys who did Rising Thunder.
More importantly, they're basically, among other things, they're the guys who basically made rollback. like, they're the guys who invented rollback, essentially. They did a whole bunch of other shit.
Yeah,
like,
that's why I wanted to go back.
And they're co-founders of Evo.
Yeah, and
really?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
these guys
they are the Evo guys, and now that's cool. That's really important. But for our purposes in 2021, they are the literal, essentially, inventors of rollback netcode.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Wait a minute. League of Legends makes a fighting game.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The Cannon brothers are involved with it.
Right.
They also have a stake in Evo.
Right.
Okay.
You know who else plays League of Legends and has a stake in Evo? Pokemon.
Right.
Pokemon is in the fighting game.
Alright, man.
Never mind. That's not where I thought you were going with that.
That's crazy.
I disconnected him. So what were we talking about?
Oh, sick.
So the Canyon brothers invented rollback netcode. So the netcode's going to be great. It's going to be. I'm actually not particularly worried about the mechanics of this game, because you could tell already by the gameplay, right, that the number one thing that they are looking for, or at least a high on their vision scale, is character expression. They want characters to play like like Darius is out here swinging his big axe, spacing, doing these, like what he should be doing. Ari zoop zoop, looking like Zero, doing lightning loops.
Or did you see Jinx? Even Jinx in that was
Jinx
crazy.
is crazy. Echo is fucking insane. Like I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. Please take forever. I don't care.
No,
That's
I'm
what I'm
scared.
saying.
Right, like
Cook that shit up. I'm gonna be over
Riot's
here
out
waiting.
here,
Make a
Riot's
really
out
good
here
game,
trying to take over every single genre.
That's fine.
I'm absolutely fucking terrified of what's gonna happen when their MMO
Back
comes
up,
out.
man.
I'm scared, dude.
Which
So
No,
scared.
no. Here's the thing, right?
Are you scared for yourself? Like that you're gonna spend a lot of time on it, or are you scared?
I'm
just in
scared for
general?
me. I'm scared for my free time. I'm
least you
scared
don't
for
be
the
scared
state
for
of
me, bro.
society.
What's
You don't have
crazy
to be
too?
scared for
What's
me,
crazy
bro.
too,
I'm
Warchamp, is that like, I think that because this is what's gonna happen, right? People who play fighting games are already gonna play fighting games, right? That's just how fighting game players are. MMO players are the same way. If you play MMOs, you're gonna keep playing your MMOs. Okay. Riot has the money and the resources, and more importantly, the IP, being League of Legends, and considering how popular it is, to get people who would never touch an MMO, would never touch a fighting game, would never touch a shooter, would never touch an auto battler, to play these kinds of games. And like, to me, I'm all 100% for that. Take as long as you want, because you know what that means. At the end of the day, more money in my pocket. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What you mean?
You know you're gonna
mean?
buy the battle pass for the fighting game.
Of course,
Well, yeah, for sure.
of course. More money in my
I will
pocket.
say too, as somebody who I have never really cared about League of Legends.
$40 for a
I'm
cool
not,
looking
like-
health bar.
I don't know anything really about League as a game. Like I know it's a MOBA, but I don't really know. I haven't played it that much. But I will say I watched all of Arcane, and we're not going to get into spoilers here. And I'm not going to talk about like the series in general. But I will say I think they were really smart releasing that now and getting me invested in these characters I had no interest in before. I was never going to pick up League. I still probably will never pick up League.
Don't.
But I'm interested in seeing these
just
characters in
don't.
a fighting game now. Like I saw the trailer right after I watched the whatever it was, like the first episode or something, and I was like, oh man, like this is Echo, this is Jinx. Like I'm gonna see more of these characters, and so I think it would be wise of them, even if they don't end up making some of the characters in that show champions, that they would maybe like use those characters and then turn them into fighting game characters, or turn them into characters that are playable in their MMO or whatever else they're working on right now. Use the auto battler or whatever. Yeah, if you haven't watched Arcane, by the way, it's pretty good.
The same boat. I
Yeah.
did not indulge in Riot's content at all, but I watched Arcane, really enjoyed it.
what I think the best thing can come out of this is that because Riot is spread across so many different types of gaming genres, and now even, you know, games and TV shows and all that other stuff, there's going to be more opportunities for their lore to expand even more with more characters, more worlds, and all of that stuff throughout all of their games that they can cross integrate with each other.
Which is so smart because it's one big IP. There's tons of characters, but like you're getting me invested in these characters that I knew offhand, like Teemo or some of these other champions from the game. But again, as somebody who never played, I had no investment in them. So I feel like they're building out this world in the correct way. I feel like you've got so many different companies like, you know, DC and Marvel and Star Wars or whatever, where they're playing on like the nostalgia of certain things, or they're just sort of sticking to like the core families within those universe and they can't really escape them. Whereas this, it's like they're doing the smart thing by little focusing on other parts of the world, or like small portions of the champions or the champions backstories, and then introducing new ones where, again, like I don't know who of the characters at Arcane are champions and who aren't, but I want to play a game where I could play as Mel, or where I could play as Victor with his weird like shimmer stuff, or I could play as, you know, any of these other characters. I enjoyed being in that world, and I want to see more of them. Silco, you know, you name them.
That's the difference between like DC, where the character it's lore forward and you turn it into a game and you convert that to gameplay, as opposed to a game where you focus on gameplay and then you convert that into lore.
Sure.
And like, I think it's just one of those things where now that people are getting more familiar with the lore, it's going to be
Roger the best for his
over.
YouTube
In
content
about
and
10
Shofu
years,
for his beats. No shade though. Merry Christmas.
Like 6 of the top 10 most played games every year are going to be Riot on. Like, it's going to be different.
Is it okay to support Riot now? Because motherfuckers were farting on each other in the workplace.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Farting on each other?
Not
tapping each other's nut sacks.
There was
not
like
tooting on each other, bro.
It was like an article like a year ago. It was like Riot employees would like just like fart.
Is it okay to support them now?
Wait, what? Riot.
Yeah.
Riot, there was a whole thing about Riot's shitty work culture, kind of what like Blizzard's going through right now, kind of the same thing.
Was it as bad? Because the Blizzard stuff's like
The Blizzard stuff's way
It was
worse.
definitely nowhere near as bad as Blizzard.
But it was pretty. It was
It's
pretty
nowhere
bad.
near as
Blizzard is
bad,
way
but
worse.
motherfuckers are getting farted on.
I think they did an investigation and they found that there wasn't any like misconduct or something.
okay. So it
Like,
wasn't
remember
like
there was
it
a
wasn't
series
as
of
bad as, like,
investigations
Activision
over
Blizzard thing. Then yeah, that's
No,
what
it's
I
not as
wanted
bad.
to know. Is it? Yeah.
It's not
There's
as bad.
been
but
confirmations of
just-
use the Riot Games employees' genitals and rear ends and farted in their faces.
Yeah, like
What
they were
in the
slapping
world?
each other's nuts.
All right. Well,
Yeah, just shitty bro culture
man.
My hands are up.
in a workplace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus
Well,
Christ,
on the
man.
topic of slapping each other's nuts, we're gonna get a trailer for.
Hey, what?
We're gonna get a trailer for Sonic the
yo!
Hedgehog 2 in the near future, and it seems like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are all working together in this one. So.
That was the worst segue I've ever heard from you, Roger.
Why,
I
why are
just-
they
Now, hold on,
I
Beer.
just, we might have to end the show.
Whose nuts is Sonic slapping?
Tails?
Yeah, Tails is a squirrel,
No,
right?
wait,
Tails
wait,
is
wait,
not-
wait.
No, no, Tails in the
Tails
Sonic
not a
Boom.
squirrel. What do you? Whoa!
Whoa,
How do you mean?
How did we jump to
Hold
talking
on.
about?
Tails is a squirrel.
How did we
no.
jump to talking
No,
about
no.
Sonic movie when there are other fighting games?
No, bro.
No.
Fuck all that. Can we
Hold
talk
on,
about what
we'll
Roger
get
just
there,
said?
we'll get there.
Now I'm
Wait,
talking
not-
about
We're talking about what Roger
now that
just
it's
said,
brought
bro.
up.
Not,
Thank
I'd
you.
rather not.
Can we
We're
talk
not going
about
forward.
Roger?
Can we
I'd
talk
rather
about
Talk
this?
about how we gotta talk about the Game Awards and Roger has
No.
to leave in 20 minutes.
No, I'm more offended that he said Tails is a squirrel instead of him saying Sonic is grabbing.
That's what
Tails'
you're.
nuts.
That's what you're worried about.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
But Tails he's a two-tailed squirrel. That's literally what
No,
Tails is.
no.
Oh my god.
I'm not letting him do this.
He's a
You're lying,
two-tailed
never
ferret,
mind.
bro.
And y'all
Oh.
believed him when he said he
Bro,
imported plot.
he's a two-tailed gerbil, bro. Fuck you talking
Right? Like what?
Not like this,
He's a
bro.
fish.
about? He's a fish.
Fish.
Well,
Are
someone
we
else.
talking about Sonic or are we talking about the Game Awards? Because
No, we're talking about the Game Awards. I was gonna do a segment. I was gonna say someone else who's lying about having interesting reveals. Jeff Keighley with the Game Awards 2021.
Oh my God.
That was gonna be the segue,
Whoa.
but then We missed the mark. It's fine. No, the Game Awards are coming up. Obviously, this is going to be, I think we talked about this in the previous show. Tonight's episode is going to be the second to last episode of Japan Time for the year. So we're not going to do one next week. And then the week after will be following the Game Awards. We're going to share our own games of the year. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have the merch drop. It's going to be cool. Then we're going to take our holiday break. We'll be back again in January with, I don't know, like a new season of Japan Time. I don't know how we're going to do this.
Yo, did he just say that real quick and then just decided to keep going?
What do you mean?
Never mind. Keep going.
The stuff with Jeff Keighley?
Sure. Yeah. Keep
I
going.
like Jeff Keighley.
He's a nice guy.
Keep going.
He's a nice guy. Okay, anyway,
going.
whatever. It's fine. What is this Tails thing? What is this?
Just keep going.
I can't now. What are you linking this photo of Tails? Oh my god. Anyway,
I don't want to hear that from you. I don't want to hear that from you.
What did I do, Warchema? What's wrong with me, huh?
Where do you want me to start?
Where did that begin? Go ahead, try me.
Hold on.
All right.
Let me go to Twitter.
Anyways,
From Games Change.
Game Awards are happening. I want to go through some of the big game nominees, some of the stuff that's been nominated for Game of the Year, some of the other categories. We talk about it a little bit, give our predictions, and then last but not least, I want to talk about what we think is going to get revealed at the show, because there's a lot of stuff. Before I do that, though, really quickly, because Viram brought it up, I do want to mention the final patch for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is coming out very, very soon. It says the update includes the final fighter adjustments, meaning replay data from previous versions will be incompatible. Version 13.0.1, this is the last update for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Anything on this topic before we move on to the Game Awards?
Just buff
I'm
everyone.
gonna tell you
please.
right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is how
Okay.
they do
Sakurai.
it. How they do it, right? They get all the names of the fighters. They put them all into a hat, and then they pick out, let's say, like 8 to 12 of them, and those are the characters that get changed in the patch. And then they've done that every patch, and yeah, it's gonna be nothing.
Sakurai
It's gonna be nothing.
takes a consensus from his staff, and whenever someone says something he doesn't like, he farts in their face.
Jesus, bro.
Okay, we're moving on. All right, so the Game Awards.
No,
Here are the
wait,
nominees.
wait. When I said fighting game, I wasn't talking about Smash, by the way.
Oh,
It's about
He
multiverse.
was
There's a whole-
talking
you know,
about
there's a whole different-
multiverse.
Wait, we
There's
talked
a
about
whole
multiverses
different
in the last
platform.
show.
We talked about the
Wait,
leaks.
wait.
No, we talked about the leaks. Now it actually like
We
was
didn't talk
revealed.
about the actual.
Oh,
Remember, it's
we
leaked.
gotta.
Now it's out. They
No,
got
but I-
voices. They got
I
bugs.
thought for sure we talked about this though
We
on the show.
talked
did
about
we
the
not?
leaks. The game was announced.
All right. Lay it out. Well, you've got 12 minutes. Talk about multiverses. Go.
Yo, it looks cool. It looks, you know, they've shown off the game a lot better than like Nick All Stars did originally. I like the fact that it's free to play. I think that's a good starting approach. It just means, you know, you don't have to commit to playing the game when it drops. Yeah, honestly, it just looks very.
I don't have to refund it on Steam in 2 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as optimistic as I'd like to be about this game, I still think it's just gonna be played for a week and people are gonna move on.
I don't think so.
I mean, a lot of
I
people.
think the Smash Bros go through the fighting game cycle I mentioned earlier, even worse, like faster.
Yeah, no,
They're
Smash
still
Bros.
played, but they have small little niche player bases where everybody is god tier and you can't get into the game anymore.
Especially because like this one's primarily 2v2 focused. Like, yeah, you can like they say, like, yeah, you can do 1v1, but like characters have moves that are specifically meant for 2v2, and I think that alone like is gonna harm it a bit.
I mean, I love the fact that they actually have the good voice actors.
Yeah,
They're bringing back like the voice actors. They've got, you know, all the traditional good. I feel like Warner Brothers has a much bigger selection of hype characters to choose from than Nickelodeon did. Just if you think about all the things that Warner Brothers owns. Warner Brothers owns Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Mad Max, Inception, all the Christopher Nolan movies, all of DC, all of Cartoon Network, including Adult Swim, Toonami, all of that stuff, and licenses in Japan with things like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So I feel like they could pull from plus all the classic films, like all the classic MGM movies. You got stuff like Wizard of Oz. They could pull from any of the HBO shows. We could see Tony Soprano and Larry David in it. Like they could do what they want at this. I mean, they could make this roster incredible. The Looney Tunes, everything. If they really want to, they could make the game a lot more hype than Nickelodeon was just based on roster alone.
Yeah. I think just also
They can also make it more
fact
hype
that it
based
looks
on.
like-
Oh my bad.
the fact that it's a much
I knew where you were going with
better
that. That's fine.
The fact that it's a much better presented game, I think, also helps a lot just in terms of casual appeal. Because
Yeah.
if you're a casual player,
Yeah.
your first instinct is to see how the game looks, see how the game sounds, see the content of the game, and then decide to pick it up from there. But if the game is not presenting itself well to you, why the fuck do you want to buy it? It's much
Sure,
harder
of course.
to convey good gameplay than it is to convey good aesthetics.
Did you guys see the tweets from the Nickelodeon dev after it got revealed?
Yeah.
I have.
Oh, what were the
that
tweets?
was the loudest subtext I've ever read in my life.
He was like, "Oh wow!" Like he basically said something like, "Oh wow, you see how a game could benefit if it has the budget to actually have voices and have the characters." Feel like they do."
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Really,
It was-
truly
yeah, bro.
professional conduct on the bird.
Yeah, it was very, very heavy subtext of, wow, this really goes to show how important like voice acting and presentation is to the fighting game community, and what putting a proper budget behind a type of game like this can mean for its success. Big congrats to the Multiverses team. Like,
Wow.
He said, "Fuck
He's trying to
you,
get hired,
Nickelodeon."
bro. He's trying to get hired.
He's like, "Get me out of here, bro."
dude was straight up just like, we tried to do this and they wouldn't give us the money.
I feel
That's
so
dumbass
bad for
funny,
Nico,
bro. That game is trash, though. Not a multi.
It is actually really bad. It really is bad.
It's a shame,
We
too.
knew that.
Could have been fun. But what will be fun, like I said, are the Game Awards. They're going to be happening in 2
Yeah.
weeks. Let's go through some of these nominees. I know I just shifted tones on the Game Award topic in the past 10 minutes, but I do want to get through this. Game of the Year nominees, we are looking at the 6 Game of the Year nominees: Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank, and Resident Evil Village.
This is actually like the second year in 3 where I actually played most of these games. That's crazy. Like,
So what are we thinking is taking it this year?
It's gonna be Deathloop.
I don't give a
It's-
fuck.
I think it will either be Resident Evil or Deathloop, but I actually think that out of all these 6 games, the only one I didn't play was Dread, but I watched everybody else play it. So, I think actually the best game on here is Ratchet and Clank. Actually,
That's what
Really?
that's what
I
I
think-
have the same opinion. Like I feel like everyone on my timeline and in my circles are always just talking about Metroid Dread and Deathloop, but I really think Ratchet and Clank
Ratchet-
was the game of the year.
I think Ratchet and Clank was the best actual game to come out this year. Like, unironically, like of all the games I played, I was looking at my list. Like, Ratchet and Clank is damn near
I
perfect.
couldn't believe some of the effects in that game.
Bro, it is the game that validates my purchase of a PS5.
Wow.
Like,
Because I remember you talking very highly of it when it first came out and saying about how you had to play it. But for me, I don't know, Ratchet and Clank always falls in that category for me of like, oh, I'll play it when it's free on PS Plus. But with the amount of praise that's been thrown around with this game, I feel like I got to download it and play it.
bro, there's a difference between like artistically, stylistically gorgeous and like technically, right?
Yeah.
This game is both. Like this game is the only game I've seen on any console that looks like a next gen game, and
I agree.
it has the gameplay that's just as good. The gameplay is crazy. The difficulty is crazy. Like, it's perfect. It's perfectly balanced. Like, 100% of the game doesn't even feel like a chore. It's actually like really gratifying. 100% of the game on every difficulty. Like, for me, that's the best game to come out this year.
Wow.
And to me, it's not even close. And I played Deathloop, but I think Deathloop is like an 8 out of 10. Like, it's really good. Deathloop is really good.
Ratchet and Clank is also the first game in probably a few years where I saw something like all these games come out. They're just like, oh, look at how high definition our graphics are. You can see like every grain of sand on the beach. And I see stuff like that and I don't care. But when Ratchet and Clank like showed off their game and they did the thing where like they grapple to a portal and they pull the portal
That's what
through
I
the
was
portal.
talking about.
That shit's nuts.
Yeah.
I haven't gone holy shit at like a technical artist implementation in like years before that.
Is that not only shows off just how gorgeous the worlds are, but just the loading speed of the PS5. That's kind of one of the big selling.
That would have been
features of
impossible
this
on
system.
any other console,
Exactly.
other
That's
than
why
I guess
it works
Xbox.
so well.
But
All of the Game of the Year awards definitely have something going for themselves that give them their
Or
own
Series X,
identity
I mean.
and
Yeah.
and definitely give them the right to be nominated as Game of the Year. But yeah, Ratchet and Clank just was on another level in my opinion.
I feel like I played Ratchet. I played Ratchet 2. I'd say that deserves it. I'd love Metroid Dread, but it's not gonna take it. I feel like the winner is gonna be Deathloop because if you see
I
like
do
all the
too.
categories, Deathloop is the one that's in every category. And when
It's
that's
like Red
the
Dead.
case- yeah, when one game is in every category, it means like it's gonna win Game of the Year. It'll win maybe a few of the other categories, but like that's gonna be the winner of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm thinking too.
Deathloop was really. I don't know who else played it. I played it like a shit ton. That game's really good. Like,
I
it's,
might try it.
It's very like it's.
Yeah, I'm down to try it, but I don't know. Just there's nothing about it
Is
appeals
it
to
on
me.
PC?
Yes, I played it on PC.
Okay, I'll play it then. Maybe I'll stream that.
I played it on PC, and that's a thing too, is that maybe I'm a little bit, because I was aware, because people were telling me in chat when I was playing it that there were technical issues with the game. I had one crash the entire playthrough.
Does it
and I was
autosave?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Well, kind of. So the way the game's straight up is that it's broke up into phases of a day, and so it'll save on the phase of your day. So like it saves as much as you expect it to. Like it doesn't save to the moment because it's a FPS, but it saves to the moment. Like, or it saves to like the level essentially, rather. Like you have morning, you have noon, you have afternoon, you have night. And so every time you load one of those four areas,
it auto saves to the cycle of the.
Yes, it auto saves to the section of the day.
Cool.
But it's on sale right now, I think. So all the
Right
ones
on.
can play it.
I don't know. There's just something like I loved Metroid Dread, obviously, and based on what you guys are saying about Ratchet and Clank, I'm sure that game's amazing. And I liked Village, and It Takes Two was kind of fun to watch people like play it, and Deathloop sounds cool, but I don't like comparing this to last year. I just even the past few years, it feels like a really weak year, which is weird going into 2021 when I was like, man, 2021 was going to be such a good one. Like you compare this to last year's Game of the Year's nominees, just to sort of pull that list up again.
Yeah.
Oh, you got him here. Yeah. So Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Last of Us Part 2, and Animal Crossing. I feel like across the board, that was a much more Game of the Year feeling Game of the Year list than this.
Yeah.
This
None
to
of
me
these
feels
games
like
are
what
the
are
one.
the things that impressed me like throughout the course of the year, but not necessarily like the one that was just shining above the rest, outside of, I guess, based on what you guys were saying, Ratchet and Clank, just because of, the technical stuff. But I mean, we'll find out.
2019. It reminds me of 2019 where like it's gonna be one of those years where like everyone has a unique Game of the Year, and it's not like there hasn't been that one universe. Like there wasn't a God of War, a Zelda, an FF7 remake. Like, the thing that everyone's like very clearly this is the one. Like everyone's sort of in their camps this year. And I think the reason we thought going into this year is because we thought Breath of the Wild was gonna be this year. We thought there was a chance God of War might have been this year. We thought FF16 might have had a chance this year, but they all
Last
kind of
year is also a gen year, by the
come
way.
out in like wait, what'd you say?
I said last year was also, you have to remember, it was also a next gen year, by the way.
Oh, right. Sure.
So that inflates everything.
Yeah.
Like this is an off gen year. So like this is like the year after next gen is usually the weakest actually of the entire life cycle of a game, because everyone's like if they don't have their games already out, they're like, we'll just wait 2 years. Like it's fine.
Sure.
Like
I mean, next year's got a lot of potential. If thinking about all the stuff that we already know is coming out, like next year could potentially be really, 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 really good.
Next year is going to be really good. There's no denying it. It's the hands
Well,
down,
I mean, just it depends on whether or not things actually come out next year. Like, I don't know. I don't necessarily trust that everything that's sort of been rumored and teased for next year are actually going to come out.
Even early 2022 stuff that's already confirmed is like really solid titles.
What's early next year? I'm trying to think.
We got Elden Ring.
Oh, Elden Ring, sure.
Pokemon.
Okay.
I mean, you don't know that's gonna be good, but like.
Is Horizon early next year?
Horizon's February. Yeah, we have a date for
Right.
Horizon.
Do we know a Silk Song day yet?
No. I
No.
wish. Where's Cuphead, Roger?
I think Gran Turismo got pushed back, but that's still coming out.
What was the question?
Just like what other games coming out early next year?
Dying Light 2 is early.
Did we say Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just mentioned Pokemon. Yeah. Because I mean, there's other stuff. I mean, later in the year, we know Splatoon's coming. We know Kirby's
next
coming.
year's
we know,
game of the year is going to be much crazier.
Yeah.
Right, God of War and Zelda. I mean, yeah, that's
Elden Ring.
that's pretty big.
We also
and
have
Elden
the
Ring,
stuff
right?
coming out in December that's going to qualify for next year's Game Awards.
Yeah.
Like Endwalker
Which
and
okay,
Halo.
so I'm so glad you brought that up because there is one glaring thing on this list of games that got nominated that we have to talk about, and that is the best RPG category.
Yeah,
The best RPG.
Yes.
Let's bring this up. So, best RPG category right now is Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Tales of Arise, and Cyberpunk 2077 that got nominated for best role-playing game. Now, last year, or this year, I should say, was a very good year for RPGs. Like, across the board, a really solid year. There's stuff that isn't on this, that Neo World Ends With You, which I know a lot of people haven't played. I know it didn't sell very well, but like even just based on the little bit that I played of that game, I loved it. Cyberpunk being on here, something smells. And I don't
smells
know
like fucking
what.
dollars, bro.
Money, bro.
That's what it smells like.
Money.
All I know is why the fuck Monster Hunter is an RPG? That's cap.
Yeah, that should be under action game.
cap.
I don't know why it's
That's
under
cap.
RPG.
That's what smells. That smells like bullshit to me. That's
What's under
cap.
RPG?
Monster
Monster
Hunter.
Hunter.
There's a lot of game categories that I don't agree with.
Always vote for Final Fantasy 14, by the way, in all categories.
Hey,
I mean, Monster-
Tito, speaking of, sorry, breaking news again. They just uploaded the 1.0 trailer to their YouTube.
Oh,
Why?
I'm down.
Why? What?
Huh?
Why now?
Is this an
Why?
old trailer?
I love this trailer, dude.
This is
I
from before
fucking-
this is from before they revamped the game. Like they deleted
Yes.
they deleted the world and started over.
It's
To,
for
why
I-
did they re-upload this now?
why
I
would
don't
they
know.
upload this now? Why would they upload this now with Endwalker
going
4
back
days
to-
away?
Bro, time
no,
travel, bro.
man.
We're time
Oh,
traveling. We're
no,
time traveling.
man.
We're time traveling. We're time traveling.
I'm not ready for this shit, man.
Are there going to be story ties or something? Do you think? Is that why they
It's
re-uploaded?
gotta be because
That worm's coming back.
the 1.0 world getting
No,
like
leave that worm away from
deleted.
me.
Like the 1.0 world getting deleted is literally part of like the canon lore.
Right, I know that. Yeah, yeah.
So they're obviously uploading this for a reason because something to do with 1.0 is going to tie into things.
Holy
All right.
shit.
That's
For
exciting
fuck's
stuff,
sakes, man.
Well, I'm not going to make that segue. Never mind. I was going to say something else, but not fighting games. Fighting games. So, best fighting game category, we've got Virtual Fighter 5, Melty Blood, Guilty Gear,
Bro, this category is a
Demon
no
Slayer,
contest.
and Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. This has to be Guilty
Free.
Gear, right?
It has to be Nick, bro. Free. Fuck you talking about?
Melty
SpongeBob.
Blood. Melty Blood
This is-
easy.
This is like that one year when they had Jump Force in there.
Well, that was last. Yeah, that was the.
was
Oh no,
last
it was 2 years ago at this point,
years
right?
ago.
Two
Yeah,
years ago.
Yeah.
yeah. Then we've got Best Family category, which is the
Nintendo?
Nintendo category plus It Takes Two. So we got WarioWare, Mario 3D World, New Pokemon Snap, Mario Party Superstars, and It Takes Two.
Mario Party.
I think it should go to Pokemon
No,
Snap.
I
Honestly,
voted for Pokemon Snap because
I
I made
think-
the argument. I made the argument. All the other Nintendo games in there are literally just re-releases or rehashes of stuff where they
Yes.
didn't add any new content really, aside
Yes.
from Pokemon Snap.
WarioWare?
and
Well,
WarioWare was cool.
yeah,
WarioWare is the.
Sure, but
I mean, I think
Pokemon
if they're going literal with family, maybe
obviously
Mario
that was never a game that people were going to talk about for Game of the Year, like New Pokemon Snap.
I
But
think
I
if you
will
look
say,
at, like-
looking back on this year, man, like that gave me everything I wanted out of a Pokemon Snap
I
sequel.
love that game,
That was
dude.
exactly what I wanted.
It's so good.
I liked the extra stuff they added to it. I just think overall it was such a well polished game and really a lot of fun. So I hope that wins that category.
That category is weird because when I see that category, I think it's meant to be like local multiplayer. So I don't understand when a
It's just
single player
it's
game gets
literally a
in.
Nintendo category that they
Yeah, it's
imagined
just
with
like-
the family tab.
Yeah.
And they always
I
put,
always
like
thought
one
it was like
non-Nintendo
family
game.
friendly games, not necessarily like local co-op
Yeah.
family.
Yeah,
you
sure.
know, I get where you would think that, but I think that's sort of how they're seeing it. It's like the E for everyone category. We got content creator of the year. No,
No,
Pokemon,
skip,
unfortunately.
skip.
Sorry, Coast. We got
Well,
Greg.
that's not even
F.
who I would have even voted for.
Hold on. All right, so we got Greg F. We got
What the fuck are
Ibai.
these nominations?
We
bro?
got
This is
Dolls,
cap.
Fusely and Dream.
This is
in
fucking
Minecraft.
cap.
Yeah, this is a really trash list.
Yeah.
So,
The only person on that list that I really should think would win it out of all of them is iBuy, because he's been
Who is that?
actually, he's a Spanish like soccer or football streamer. He's been doing a lot of shit for his community and just the sport in general. Like he's did a lot of streams with Messi and like just a lot of stuff. Like he's been going crazy with the content. So I would give it to him out of everyone else because I have no leeway to give for anyone else on that list.
I wouldn't give it to not a single one of them. Get all these
They
niggas
didn't
off my
put
screen.
Ludwig on there for getting the bag
This is
with
cap,
YouTube.
bro.
No, no Ludwig. Ludwig.
He's not on the list, is he?
I'm saying
He's not on
there.
Twitch either. You feel
I'm
me?
saying-
Like,
yeah, that's my point exactly. He got the bag from YouTube.
I simply cannot bring myself to care about any of this.
This man's calling me
I
Ludwig.
just can't
too,
do it.
so-
I agree.
I don't know why we're talking about content creators.
Wait,
but-
is that not his name's Ludwig? Oh, Ludwig. Sorry, Ludwig. Okay. But I was like, his name's Ludwig. I'm like, I know I'm not saying that wrong. And then the other category I wanted to bring up too is best game direction, which is sort of just the game of the year, but
does that
narrowed
even
down
mean?
with 2 out. So basically, this is awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. And the nominees were Deathloop, It Takes Two, Psychonauts, Ratchet & Clank, and Returnal, which missed the game of the year nominee. No Dread in this category either, and no Resident Evil Village. Not a huge surprise with Village skipping this, considering they basically cut out the Chris stuff and they're going to sell it as DLC later.
So you're saying this is this category basically just best idea?
That's kind of what it is. I feel like this is a guarantee for Returnal, though, because all these other games are in multiple other categories, and Returnal missed Game of the Year, and it just seems like the kind of thing that they're going to give to Returnal and then have like a reveal from Housemarque or whatever the name of the company is that made it.
This is the award that I would actually give to Deathloop.
There you go. There you go. And then last but not least, because of course we got to talk about it, the whole reason we watched the Game Awards in the first place, reveals.
Yes,
What do we
sir.
think is going to be...
Dude, I thought you were talking about best esports coach.
Oh, no, we're
Shut
skipping
up.
that. So,
Shut up. Just shut up.
So I guess we should bring this up because it's, I guess, minor spoilers if you don't want to find out something that may or may not be at the Game Awards. Apparently there is a logo floating around for BioShock 4 right now. With a hint that BioShock, the next-gen BioShock, will be revealed at the Game Awards this year. Super stoked for this. I hope this is true. I really do hope we end up getting BioShock 4. We were talking about this a little bit prior to actually starting today's episode. Tito, what's your favorite BioShock game?
That's a great question. I actually don't know. I think I like Infinite more.
Yeah, Infinite's
More than
my
1 and 2?
favorite.
I think it would go Infinite 1 and then 2. Not that I don't like 2, I just like it less.
Yeah. Well, as you mentioned in the pre-show, that Elizabeth walked.
Oh, right.
so Elizabeth, good run.
Elizabeth, that's what you were saying. That was an
Yes.
awful layup for me.
Yeah.
Elizabeth and Booker walked so that Atreus could jump off of Kratos' back, and that's
Right.
fact.
And the reason I brought that up is because I wanted to ask you guys: do you think we're going to get a trailer for the new
Yes.
God of War game?
Yes.
You
Yes.
think it's going to be at the Game Awards?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Any other major games you guys are expecting to see here?
Breath of the Wild 2.
Of course. Zelda's a lock.
Breath of the Wild 1
see,
had a history of being at Game Awards.
Highly disagree. I do not think we're going to get Breath of the Wild 2 here. No, I think. I strongly believe this.
Say it, Roger.
I
Say
think
it.
the reveal is going to be Metroid Prime Remake.
Okay,
I
that's
think
not
we're
it.
gonna get. I think we're gonna get Metroid Prime Remake, and I think we're getting
Mario
Metroid Prime
Odyssey
4.
2.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's
Roger?
gonna be heavily Metroid, and here's why. Because for multiple years, while Reggie was president of Nintendo, he showed up with Metroid teases to the Game Awards with like the Screw Attack pin and all this other stuff, and nothing ever came of it. We got that awful Game Awards where we had the reveal of like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, where now you could play as Cranky Kong, despite the fact he was wearing a Metroid shirt. I truly believe that with Dread nominated for Game of the Year, and I think it's probably going to win the one other category that it was nominated in, which I think was like side scroller or action or whatever. I think it's going to win that, and I think following the win, we're going to get a trailer for Metroid Prime.
Wow.
I think we're either gonna get the Monolith soft game, please Copium, or we're gonna get the game that we know of is going to be coming soon, assumedly.
Yeah.
Presumably.
Yes. Yeah. We could also get that. That is true. We
That's
could
what
also
I
get
think
that
is going to show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they could show Sonic Rangers here, bro.
So, well, you know what? They could.
Yeah, they could. It's time.
To be honest, actually,
I would
thinking
say
about how everything's lining up, and knowing Jeff and knowing these Game Awards and knowing how sometimes they throw off things that are off topic, I could almost see them premiering the Sonic 2 trailer.
Let's
Game
go.
Awards.
Yeah. Jeff
Yes,
loves the movie
sir.
trailers.
Yeah, I could almost see that happening more than Sonic Rangers or whatever the other game is.
Actually,
Nah,
I
let me
could
tell
see
you what
involving
games.
movies.
Hmm.
Kojima's showing something off with his new movie studio.
Oh, you know what? That's actually pretty likely.
He's got a movie studio?
That's pretty
Yeah,
likely.
he opened a movie studio recently.
Yeah. Especially knowing that, Kojima and him obviously have such a good relationship and he's always showing off something there. That seems likely. Yeah.
Possible.
Kojima movie reveal. I'm seeing some people in the chat thinking we might also get a Mario movie trailer at this thing too. I also think it's too early.
Movies always just show their trailers now 4 or 5 months before release. They don't.
Yeah.
I also don't think they'd do it outside of like a Nintendo announced thing.
Which is why I kind of don't think we're getting Breath of the Wild 2 at this thing. Because they've made such a huge deal about not saying the name of the game yet that I don't think they want that to be overshadowed by whatever else, or potentially overshadowed by whatever else could be announced at the Game Awards. And I don't think they take that risk, and I don't think they do it. I just don't think this is... I mean, if we get something Breath of the Wild 2, maybe we get a little bit more gameplay, but I don't think we get a title reveal at this thing.
Yeah, no.
And I don't think we get a release date.
See, I don't know. Like they have such a Breath of the Wild has such like a prominent history at Game Awards. I don't think it's
they've been there like
impossible.
3 times with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, they had the gameplay reveal. They had like the big trailer for it, and they had like the DLC.
Even
reveal.
when you think back at that, though, it was like, think about where the Wii U was at that point. Like, they desperately needed to show Zelda.
Yeah.
They needed to show it. So it just happened to be a good opportunity for them, sort of in the same way that, like, it just happened to line up that Joker and Sephiroth were coming out at around the same time. Like, I feel like those are really huge gets to get Smash Brother characters reveals at the Game Awards. And I don't think they would have happened if the Game Awards were in, like, an off month, right? Like, if it wasn't exactly on schedule for when those characters were going to happen. And I don't think they're in necessarily the same position with Breath of the Wild 2, especially if that's holiday next year. Unless Breath of the Wild 2 wins the most anticipated category, they tell Nintendo beforehand, and then they end with like a new trailer for it.
You know what game I actually...
You
know what game I actually think that no one's talking about that I'm actually was one of my anticipated games. Like I think we're getting Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. I think we get a. I think we get a gameplay trailer.
Oh,
they did
they could. Yeah, they could do that.
I think we get a gameplay trailer. I think that game is supposed to come out next year, and that is a. It might not be like a Nintendo centric thing, but that is a huge IP. And I think that we've seen very little to no gameplay, and that's one of those games that's like that's a very Jeff Keighley game to announce.
Yeah, for sure.
In addition to that, speaking of Jeff Keighley games, that I think you're going to see a small glimpse of the Harry Potter game too.
Oh yeah, this does seem like the place where they would reveal that.
I think if you were going to show the Harry Potter game before the end of the year, yes, I agree. I agree.
Speaking of that, Roger, don't you have to go pick up your editor 3 minutes ago?
I do have to go to the airport. Yeah, I got to go like right now. I was gonna wait because I got like a 10-minute buffer. I was gonna let this conversation ride and then do an ending. But you're right. Yeah, I should probably bounce. Anything else related to the Game Awards you guys want to talk about?
I just hope it's good.
It Takes Two director goes up on stage once.
He will. He absolutely will. Joseph.
Fuck the Oscars.
Oh yeah, he'll go up. I'm sure for whatever It Takes Two
I hope
wins.
he makes another good game too.
Well, with that, we are going to wrap up the show tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back in 2 weeks with the final Japan time of the year, going over
Merch
all the
drops
Game
in
Awards.
2 weeks.
Merch
And
drop
a
in 2
full
weeks.
review
Look
of
forward to
Final
that.
Fantasy Endwalker.
Well, yeah, Endwalker will be out by then, so we'll definitely talk about Endwalker
Big
too.
Brain
It's gonna
Academy will be out.
t-shirts.
Yes,
It's
sir.
gonna be a big show.
shirts coming in.
That's
And
right.
Walker
Well,
gonna
long
take 2
sleeves.
hours of the show.
That's fine. I mean, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. That'll be good. It'll be
On Friday, everyone make sure you spend all of Thursday while the servers are in maintenance playing Solar Ash.
Talk to him.
Oh yeah, Solar Ash.
Solar Ash
Play
as
his
well.
game now.
December 2nd. We'll talk about that next show as well. So again, we have a lot of stuff to go over. Make sure to tune in. You're not going to want to miss the final Japan time of the year, our season finale. We're going to come back strong in 2022, but we're going to have a great final show for 2021. Thanks for joining us. I was going to say like, comment, subscribe, but we're on Twitch right now. So,
Jesus Christ.
you
He's
know,
a
just-
robot.
Just
Come
sub.
on.
Just subscribe. Just subscribe.
Exactly. Subscribe. All right.
Get
Good
that
night,
Twitch Prime.
everybody.
He's
Yeah,
gone.
hold on now. Hey, run the set, Fidel, since you was talking crazy.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I
baby.
put money that he was going to say that
fucking
immediately. I would have put money that he was going to say that.
I'm ready, bro.
I remember that one time where Ash threw a Kamehameha at Tapu Koko. This shit was dope.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes. Ash Kamehameha the fuck out of a Tapu Koko. That shit was dope.
Yeah, all right.
It was.
Yeah, all right.
It was, bitch.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, would you worry about Fidel and don't worry about me?
Hey, take Roger off the goddamn
Worried
screen,
about
bro.
you or Fidel.
You need to be. He about to do some
Yeah,
fuck
right.
shit. You about to SD. You are going to SD, by the way.
You better stream the set.
Of course. It's on twitch.tv.
Let's see.
Yes, Fidel challenge show
Are
for
we
you
friends
Snap
on
for some
Switch?
reason. I hope not.
This fucking picture. Oh my god, I forgot about this shit.
My friend actually made that picture. It's funny.
Yeah, all right.
Oh yeah, you know people?
Yeah, I know people, Warchamp. I know you, don't I?
I know people too.
Will it be worse than the 17-0 brutality from Utopia? Yikes. Can anyone let Utopia live? Please. He's not even here.
You know, these people always bringing us some old
Here's the
shit.
code.
There you go, man. I'm not adding you as a friend, but you don't fucking
Oh, I
take,
thought you were giving me your code.
you don't
bro.
fucking take the code,
Oh my
bitch. You don't fucking take the fucking room ID.
God.
That is the text equivalent of someone goes for the handshake and someone else goes for the fist bump. That was crazy.
No, it's not. Because I wasn't going for a handshake or a fist bump.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God.
He stuck out his head, and I looked at that shit and walked
You
away.
are aggressive.
I'm not. Just keeping it real, brother.
Keeping it real. Shake that man's hand, bro.
This nigga tried to add me as a friend, man. I don't add people as a friend
Tofu.
unless I have to. Huh? What's up?
True. Where's this?
He asked for the phone number, got the IG link.
Got the fucking Snapchat.
The fucking highlight.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Did they actually fix that game yet?
Which game?
Colors Ultimate?
Yeah, they patched it.
Actually, yeah. Very recently.
It's pretty much just the Switch version that's like fucked still. But the
Fidel,
other
no
version-
pressure. Danny said if you win, he's buying Sonic Ultimate Colors.
Wait,
Say
hold
what?
on. Hold on. Let's do the over-under. How many stocks does Fidel take?
1 per game.
One per game. So
One
so
per
the
game.
I'm gonna no. The over-under is 3 total.
Wait, is
that-
this
we're-
best of 5? Is
You
it
guys doing best of 3, best of 5? What are you
Best
doing?
of 5, man. Best of 5, man.
All right. Hey, Shover, go live real quick. Let Vera.
Fidel
You have
taking
2
3
professional
stocks.
commentators here, bro. throw that shit up, bro.
Shit, I can't even do it.
That's tough.
Unless you want to watch
you
it,
can.
OBS.
No. Make a
Yeah.
projector source
Look,
on
that's
the
a lot.
for your
That's a
account.
lot of extra shit, bro.
Come on, dog. We're about
I
to be
watch
behind.
for OBS.
Gannon!
Hey, can't you do this thing on OBS?
All right, well,
like,
Shover here
right-click?
picking his 15 best character here. So we'll be seeing here the footsies coming through. Damn, Vera, delayed Wi-Fi commentary, bro. Do you remember we used to do this, bro?
Oh,
Do you remember this shit used to be 8 seconds behind, bro?
I think I'd rather forget.
Come on, dog. That's back in the day, bro. That is back in the day, bro. That's our roots.
The only commentary that I need to remember is the legendary CEO blocks.
Facts. Legendary CEO blocks are godlike. All right, so the over/under in this game is 4 stocks, excuse me.
Oh
So-
no!
So he's lost one already. He's lost one already.
Every time Fidel gets 0 to death, he's got to donate $50 to charity.
That's
$50.
He ain't got that kind of money.
Why are you so worried? I thought you were good. You're gonna win this.
I got you. I got you.
Oh, Fidel, watch out!
Oh, they didn't hit you from there?
All right.
I tried.
All right, so, ooh. How many stocks does Shofu lose? I should also have done that. I think Shofu loses. He's gonna play a different character every match. I know him, so that's impossible.
Oh wait, I'm a mod. Let me get that prediction going.
Oh yeah, talk to him.
Oh yeah.
Make note. Does Fidel take four stocks? More than 4 stocks. More than 4 stocks total.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the over/under is 4, so they would just pick the under. Does he take more than 4 stocks total? He's taking 1. Oh no. Damn, this is the most Wi-Fi ass Sonic I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he keeps charging forward smash like he's online, bro.
What a great neutral what a great neutral right there, Vera. Did you see how it covered the normal getup? What a great move from Ganondorf.
Yeah, spectacular timing coming out from Shofu. Beautiful ledge trapping. Gets the grab again. Delayed once again. Doesn't get the follow-up beyond the net. This time Fidel gets the grab. Oh, damn.
Oh no!
Oh,
no! Not like this!
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Not the ping pong!
Oh,
No! Like this.
Now I want to let y'all know, if I didn't miscalculate that get-up attack, easy 3 stock.
All right, so Fidel has taken 1 stock. What adjustments do you think that the underdog needs to make here in order to go into the next game?
Many.
No tips.
No.
Because there's, as you can see here, my friend, there's such a clear difference here in terms of skill. They're just the base. They're not playing on a different, like, they're playing different games here, right? It's just different. They're levels, right? So there's only one thing to do here is that he just has to play Campy Sonic the whole time. I suggest he create some space. You know, maybe space up with some. Basically, play Wi-Fi Sonic. That's what he needs to have to do. So
Let me
right here.
grab that Fidel real quick.
Here we go. Okay, so game number 2 here. Fidel already taken 16% because that is Ganondorf. Shouts to Manendorf.
Are you serious, bro?
Okay, yeah,
No!
and he could not make it back.
Yeah, he will not make it back, unfortunately. I don't know how many SDs you've seen from a Sonic player of recent, Virum, but it is a rarity. It is a rarity.
It is a rarity indeed, Tito. I have not seen very many. Not to that degree.
How do you feel about the press roll at every opportunity, then charge of smash mentality? Oh, it looks like he's taking another stock because he is indeed. Shofu is playing Ganondorf, so that is an unfortunate situation there. But that's 2 stocks. Looks like the chat has a chance. I really hope he takes more than 4 stocks because I want all these people to lose their money. I really hope so. Oh, and the normal get him gonna get punched by the charge. Fully, of course he's gonna charge it. It's Fidel.
No, I buffered that. Fuck this game, bro.
Oh my god. And Fidel already taken 3 stocks. Shofu already on the back foot. If he wins this game, Shofu will never live it down.
Let's go.
It's true, you won't.
Because Fidel will always bring it up.
Nigga, I never said that he wouldn't win a single game. Y'all said that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. Nigga, it's the best of 5. Look, I'm not gonna lose a game regardless. That's not the point. I'm just saying, I don't think I said that.
You definitely said that, bro.
It doesn't even fucking matter.
What I'm saying, Shofu, is that he will keep bringing it up. Not that it matters or it doesn't. That's all I'm saying.
I made sure I didn't buffer anything that time.
Ooh, okay, good back air off the jump off the ledge. Again, Shofu continuously trying to go off stage. And he will take game number 2.
Bro, who is worried about fucking Fidel, bro?
Not like
Y'all are
this,
talking about Johns? I'm not worried about this nigga. I'm playing fucking Ganondorf, bro. Against Sonic. This is a terrible matchup.
On ledge again, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
I'm playing Ganondorf against Sonic. Y'all think I'm worried about some shit?
For the purposes of the chat.
If I was worried, I'd switch to Fox right now.
For the purposes of chat, okay? If Fidel takes exactly 4 stocks, everyone gets their money back. It is a push. Okay?
Nah, I wrote 4 or more.
Oh, shit. What you do?
Oh,
you
you
changed your
rolled
stage.
4 or more?
I wrote 4 more. If he takes
Oh,
one more,
I'm
gonna swap a character.
So that means
we
the
are going
plus
to
or
see the
minus
miss
is
for everybody.
yeah. The plus or minus is 3. Oh,
So I got a 3-stock this nigga now.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
No.
Body him.
Actually, you know what?
What's the where's the actual poll at? Where's it at? I don't see
It would. It went
You
away
gotta,
because
you
they're
gotta,
done.
you gotta click your
predicting.
channel points, and then you can pull it up.
I'm gonna do some Ocean's 11 shit. I'm gonna fucking
I heard it.
bro.
delete this prediction, make a new one real quick.
Steve!
Oh no.
I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun.
Well, Vera, my friend, it looks like Fidel's made the transition over to Steve. How do you feel this is gonna fare out, especially in the
Bro, how are
Ganondorf
we on FD
matchup?
every game?
How do you feel about the Steve Ganondorf matchup, Vera?
Well, how I feel about the Steve Ganondorf matchup honestly doesn't really matter because that's not what we're going to see here. We're going to see Ganondorf versus whatever the fuck this is. This is not the Steve Ganondorf matchup. This is just.
I didn't even know this was a color. Like, I didn't even know this was a thing. Why is it
Executive
color?
decision. If Shofu kills with a Ganon inside, it does not count as a stock for Fidel.
I agree.
I like that decision.
I agree. It does not count.
Why wouldn't it count?
Because you're doing it on purpose.
Because the executives have decided.
It is. That's what.
That's my ruling as a Ganondorf player.
As a
Like,
Ganondorf
you don't
player,
play
it's
Ganondorf
gross.
or this game.
Yeah, I do.
Let's go.
Somebody here's that.
It's up.
Oh, he took the. Chat can eat.
Oh.
Chat is eating. Pay them out right now. Pay them out right now. It is over.
Will
Pay
Fidel
these
take
people
4
right
or more
now.
stocks?
Pay
The
these
answer
people out right now, bro.
is yes.
The answer is yes.
What?
Yes.
Hold on, someone's at my door. I gotta go.
Of course they are. I'll pay them out.
Shofu, watch the plane fucking Ganondorf, man. I'm tired
I'll
of these dumbass
pay them
niggas.
out. Pay them their money. Their fight money, bro. Their fight money.
No.
I want to see who get. Like, bro, that payout is crazy. Let me. Where's the? How can I see the payout?
It was like 85% to 15% or something.
383K versus 1.2 million.
Bro, did you pay it out already, or do I have
I
to
did.
do
I
it?
did. I did it.
Oh no, because I want to see who. Like, because it's like 40
I went all in
people.
on you, Fadel.
split
Show Shofi's cheeks the
1.2
power of
million
Steve.
dollars.
Don't let you fellow Gardevoir
What
fuckers
the hell?
down.
They are eating, bro. They are eating.
Fidel believers, bro. It's the Fidel believers. Oh god.
No, they just saw that show was.
You're still about to lose this set, though.
I did lose a set.
Bruh.
Oh no!
I got bombed, bro.
No,
you like this.
Look like a goose
Well,
this close to
well-
Christmas.
Well, Viram, hold on. Let's go ahead and try to get a interview here with the loser here, Fidel.
Yes,
it seems that you got
the
absolutely
loser?
watching that game as predicted.
Yeah.
What do you feel like went wrong during that set?
I think I was just pretty trash, and I think I
Shofu.
I tried to tell him, bro.
Hold on.
He not
Do you,
built, bro.
do you have any comments about that match, sir?
He just, it's just like, I really do
Yeah.
this shit, bro. Like, he
Uh-huh.
don't really do this shit, so he can't really do this shit. You feel me?
That's
Like,
what I'm saying, bro.
No.
So eloquent.
After playing him, can you confirm or deny that he does indeed not do this shit? Has it changed your mind?
it's just, I don't even understand why he even thought he had a chance. It doesn't make any sense.
I just wanted to have fun.
Nah, watch out, buddy.
No. My point was, it would have been fun. You know what I mean? I was just like, hey, man, it'd be a good time.
Interesting. Well, here we are once again with another episode of Scrub Awards. For myself, Viram, and the entire casting team, wish you good night. And Fidel, uninstall.
Uninstall the game.
I'm watching.
Sora, no, I'm out of here.
I don't even know how to play this character.
That's what I'm. Yeah.
I just gotta swing.
Bro, can you change your fucking stage, man?
Fidel kind of look like that.
Damn
I
it,
wasn't
Fidel.
paying attention. I wasn't paying attention, bro.
Damn it, bro.
What do you have your stage
Every
on?
fucking game?
What do you have your stage on?
What? My shit's on
This is a
random.
random.
Oh, okay, might be, bro. I just didn't pay attention.
Just like a Sonic player.
What? I wasn't looking. I wasn't paying attention, man. I was just mashing.
Are you fucking serious? This nigga SD with fucking Pac-Man.
Fidel, you fucking son
Now,
of
now, I'm not gonna lie.
SD with Pac-Man, nigga.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. And this is not even exaggeration or cap. In my entire life, I've watched thousands of hours of this game.
Bro.
I've never seen a Pac-Man SD like that.
I
That was
bumped
just flagrantly.
into the wall.
I just didn't even think that was possible.
So there's this fun statistic that because of the number of cards in a deck, every single time you shuffle a deck of cards, it is in an order that has never happened ever in the history of the universe. Ever. Like physically, like statistically impossible, basically.
Yeah.
I don't think a player has SD'd with Sonic and Pac-Man in the same 1 hour period.
There's
Ever.
no way. It's impossible. It's impossible. Because first of all, especially because that's a double-layered stat. Because nobody voluntarily plays people who play Pac-Man and Sonic. Like no one plays them. Like no one. Not that no one plays the character. No one will play against someone. Like they just don't. Like if I found out that one of my friends played Sonic and Pac-Man, I just wouldn't talk to them anymore. Much less play the game against them. So like,
bro.
It's a multi-layered stat right there.
I'm incredibly bored. I'm turning this shit the fuck off. This game is fucking ass. I hate it.
I told you.
Tell me you told me like I didn't fucking know years ago. Dude.
You were saying that I was capping when I definitely was not.
Capping about what?
Earlier, I was like, you don't even fuck with this game. You said that's not true.
And then I said I played that shit yesterday.
Well, that's not what I said.
I didn't say I didn't fuck with the game. I said this game is trash.
Okay, well, no. Okay.
Hey, shut the fuck up talking to me, bro. What are you talking about?
Or what?
What are you talking about?
What are you gonna do?
What the fuck are you talking about, man? Hey, shut your ass up, man.
My name's not Fidel, bro. You shut your dumb ass.
Oh my god, what are you saying?
Up,
Always gotta say some shit. Shut up, man.
You shut up, man.
Damn it.
That's crazy, bro.
What's really crazy is you fucking trash, bro.
Hey!
Get off
Oh my
game.
god!
You're a bum.
No!
God damn it,
bro.
This man got shuffled.
This man's not gonna change his stage, by the way.
I'm gonna change my stage.
I'm not playing anymore. I'm done.
Do one more, bro.
Hell no, you're trash. You're wasting my time, buddy.
Do one more.
Do one more, bro.
You're not like that.
Get
for
in
them.
there.
I
Have
really
one
be
more,
out
bro.
here, bro.
Do one more.
Even
bro.
if I don't play Smash for 10 fucking years, I put in some kind of work to have a basic understanding of the game.
fair,
Unlike
I'm
yourself,
sorry,
buddy.
I try. What the fuck?
You can't,
See,
you can't
shows
copy
one
respect.
See, shows why I'd ask the games, bro. But you know,
I ain't playing
I've
this bullshit
endured
a second longer, bro.
The UK. Huh?
All right, chatters, that's gonna be the stream. I'm going to get up out of here, man. Who's streaming?
Have a good night, bro.
Yeah.